CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 sports stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided in part by Utegg's Body Shop in Corry, offering collision repair and refinishing along with frame straightening services. 699 East Smith Street in Corry or at uteggsbodyshop.com. Phone 814-663-2562. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks Utegg's Body Shop for their support.
Mic 1, test. Testing mic number 1, testing. Mic number 2, test. Testing mic number 2, testing.
Support for CSP Wolfpack football coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP, licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's modern rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience. Where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business.
Mic 1, radio test, mic 1, mic number 1. Mic 2, radio test, mic 2. Mic 2 radio test, mic 2.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play. CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, now at their new location, 126 West Smith Street in Corry. They offer residential and light commercial new services as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and well conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, now at their new location, 126 West Smith Street in Corry. They offer residential and light commercial new services as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and well conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Climber with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support. Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Moshers Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Climber. Moshers has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
Support for coverage of Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing and Design. Triple E Manufacturing and Design offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Located at 117 Osborne Street in Sherman and at tripleemfg.com. Phone 800-295-4282. The Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream thanks Triple E Manufacturing and Design for their support. This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack football coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP, licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Utegg's Body Shop in Corry, offering collision repair and refinishing along with frame straightening services. 699 East Smith Street in Corry or at uteggsbodyshop.com. Phone 814-663-2562. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Utegg's Body Shop for their support.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in New York at highschoolofficials.com.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play. CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, now at their new location, 126 West Smith Street in Corry. They offer residential and light commercial new services as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and well conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
Support for coverage of Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing and Design. Triple E Manufacturing and Design offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Located at 117 Osborne Street in Sherman and at tripleemfg.com. Phone 800-295-4282. The Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream thanks Triple E Manufacturing and Design for their support.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 sports stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support. And now, the Corry Federal Credit Union presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Football play-by-play on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by the Corry Federal Credit Union, Lictus Oil and Propane, Jim's Automotive, Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and Daniels Electric, Necker's General Store, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services, Triple E Manufacturing, Tina Dill's Real Estate Agent, Utegg's Body Shop, Countertop Solutions, J. Edwards Insurance. And now the Corry Federal Credit Union pregame show.
Well, welcome to the farthest east that Section 6 football is played. We're here in Bolivar, New York, in Allegheny County, 98 miles from the center of Clymer. We traveled down 417 to one of the homes of the Panthers of Portville, as well as the Cuba, Rushford, and Bolivar Richburg school districts who have combined into a co-op. Portville about 15 minutes west of here, Cuba, Rushford about 15 minutes north, approximately. These teams came together a couple years ago to form this co-op between 5 communities and 3 schools. And you've seen the same tenacity from this program as you saw from the Portville Panthers for years. Tough, hard-nosed football, run first, play excellent defense, and grind out wins. The long trip to Bolivar, a Week 8 road trip for the Pack, who has been holding their own in Class C South, 1 year removed from their state title in Class D. The Pack have one mission tonight: win. Win and get into the Section 6 playoffs, and who knows what could happen from there. Who knows what could happen if they get in. Welcome to the 98.9 Sports Stream. I'm Josh Hosier, joined by Doc Dewink. And Doc, win in advance. The playoffs start a week early for the Pack, and after that long road trip, it feels a bit like state playoff action last year. Will the Pack be ready to go tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Really looking forward to tonight's action. I think they're really 2 very evenly matched teams. The comparative teams that they've played, many of the scores are very similar. I really like our chances tonight, particularly if Carson White is able to go from the quarterback position. He had some issues last week at Southwestern, and I hope that he's able to play. But, yeah, I think I like the Wolfpack's chance tonight, and winning we're in. And if not, we have other options too. But, the Class C North, does not appear to be that strong to me. Now, I haven't seen any of those games.
Yeah, a few big wins for a couple of those schools, yep. And certainly they could surprise you, right? Just like anything in high school football, you never really know. But the top team in the North is Barker Roy Hart, and they fell to Newfane 34-15, Newfane being a D school, but was a really good C school last year. That doesn't really mean a ton. They had an 18-point win over Akron, a 5-point win over Medina. They won by 25 over Eden, North Collins, which is probably their biggest win of the year. They went out to Section 5, beat York Central, but only 30-24 there. Typically, Section 6 beats up on Section 5 pretty well. They beat JFK by 22, and they beat Alden by 20. And they play Maritime Tapestry tonight. That's the team the Wolfpack will get if they win. So, win, and you get to play Barker Roy Hart, and that'll be an away game for us, Doc, way up in the great north, way up by Lake Ontario.
It's up by Lake Ontario. I know it does have a border against there. That'll most likely be a cold, windy night, and that is a long drive. I am positive of that.
And meanwhile tonight, a lot of big games going on around the area. Chautauqua Lake, big game tonight as they take on Salamanca. Faulkner travels to Southwestern. And, Doc, we drove past a couple other high school games to get here tonight. We drove past Jamestown. We drove past Southwestern. We drove past Olean, who's got a home game at Bradner Stadium.
Yeah.
And we did all that to get out here to Bolivar. And I don't know about you. I told you last week I was going to stop at Sprague's. Left early with the family. We did. It was worth it.
Nice.
Excellent experience there. And shout out to Sprague's for the great food once again. But we made it all the way out here to Bolivar for some good Class C South football and a playoff battle. And by the way, Portville, they're not out of the playoffs. They got a big win against Salamanca. If they win tonight and things go their way points-wise with some of their opponents, they are the 4th seed. So they have something to play for too. They're not just here finishing up their season and heading to the Funky Bowl. Taking a look at that, let's go through this playoff breakdown, Doc. It's a little wordy for me, but we'll go through it.
No, nothing is too wordy for you, Josh.
If CSP wins, they are in. It's that easy. They're the South's 4 seed. If they lose, though, they'll go to the Chuck Funky Bowl. If CSP loses and Faulkner wins, if CSP loses and Faulkner loses, then they will be the South's 5 seed and have a home playoff game. If CSP lost and Faulkner won, the pack would fall all the way to 6th and have to travel to the North's 5 seed, which at the time looks like it's going to be Maritime Tapestry, who play their home games North Buffalo, Kenmore at the Tapestry High School. So, a lot on the line in some regards. I don't think anyone wants to go to Tapestry to play a game. I think Maritime's probably a pretty solid team. Looks like they run the ball a lot, and you go up there on a cold night in Buffalo, you never know what might happen. Although, if they win, it's going to be a cold night up on Lake Ontario.
On Roy Hart, yeah.
So either way, it's going to be an interesting road for the Wolfpack, but a road that's doable for this team. We'll go through the stats on both teams, and then we'll go to the coach's corner. We're going to talk about what Coach Bodemer says. Some really good insight from Coach Bodemer after the Southwestern game. Let's take a look at the Panthers first, Doc. Their leading rusher is Jake Ziegler, number 28, 854 yards on 101 carries and has 14 touchdowns. Their quarterback is Aiden DeFazio, number 7, who has completed 49 of 97 passes for 741 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Receiving leaders are Kingston Lokes and Adam Rowe. Lokes has 22 grabs for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Rowe has 13 for 232 and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, they're led by number 52, Nick Carpenter, with 32 tackles, 23, Kevin Smith, with 31 tackles, and number 55, Ty Kaczynski, with 28 tackles. Those 3 guys, all seniors for the Panthers. They're 4-3 overall, 3-3 in C-South play. And they have an interesting situation where they've actually scored less points this season than their opponents. So their losses have been a little bit bigger than their wins. So that puts them at 4-3, 3-3, and on the outside looking in for a playoff seat. We'll flip over to your Wolfpack. Sawyer Whitney, 822 yards rushing on 146 carries, 9 touchdowns. Carson White has a sneaky 283 rushing yards on 50 carries and 6 rushing touchdowns to go with his 83 completions for 1,052 yards and 11 passing touchdowns. He has, however, thrown 5 interceptions this season. Leading receivers, Cam Einink with 26 for 392 yards and 2 scores, and Gavin Burchanowski, 20 grabs, 274 yards, 7 touchdowns for Gavin this year, Doc. Defensively, Brian Gomez, 52 tackles, 2 sacks. Troy Chambers, 47 tackles. Colton Hamilton, 24 tackles and 2 sacks. 2 sacks. And then Matthew Redlecki, 33 tackles, 5 sacks on the season. Wow. A lot of stats there, Doc.
Yeah, a lot of numbers.
But what that tells you is both these teams are pretty well balanced. There's not one guy who's carrying either team.
Well, and I think the key to CSP is how much we've improved since the first and second game of the year, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. I think we really have a solid defense, and the evolution of Cam Einink and Gomez and the Redleckis, they've really been coming on throughout the course of the year and appear to be playing their best football right now.
A chilly 40 degrees here in Bolivar tonight, Doc, but not a lot of wind. The rain has subsided. It actually is going to end up kind of being a beautiful night for late year football.
Yeah, there are some absolutely pristine venues for football games in Cattaraugus County. Just majestic views. It was a terrific drive over, and this is just an absolutely beautiful football facility for a Class C school. It looks like a Division II or Division III college program.
And when you told me last week we were coming to Bolivar for the game, I did not expect a field like this and a stadium like this.
Yeah, I mean, and it just all goes back to the merger money when Richburg and Bolivar combined. The state pays for 99% of a facility, and if you're ever going to build one, that's the time to do it. And a la Chautauqua Lake in Chautauqua County is absolutely terrific facility for high school athletics. And and if I have my way, have anything to do with it, the CSP thing will maybe this will come to fruition for us too in a few years.
Absolutely, and a lot riding on that, Doc. We'll get to that hopefully in December to get some word from the group that's going to look into the merger and give us some feedback and let us know what's possible and what's not. And be an interesting time for all these communities to kind of either get it figured out and come together and make this thing happen, or once again have something that comes in the way. And I'm not judging either way. It's not my place to say either way what decisions were made in the past or ones are being made right now. But it's important for this football team that these communities stay united. because that's what's made this team so successful.
Oh, for sure. With the small enrollments that all three districts have presently, now maybe one year, like Panama had a ton of seniors last year. They may have been able to field their own team, but even if they could, they wouldn't have had any backups for the really talented players that they brought to the squad. And people just have to realize that schools really are a basic function of students. And I think Clymer has 293 students pre-K-12 as we speak, and it's really tough to offer a comprehensive curriculum when you're only trying to educate 300 students.
Yeah. And the same thing happening out here in this part of the state, right? So Bolivar, Richburg, as you mentioned, merged some time ago. Cuba, Rushford in the similar situation, and then now add in Portville, and the 5 of them now 3 schools, but 3 schools playing football together, and their team not much larger than CSP's.
Yeah, that's for sure. But and so many schools have to do it. It's just they just don't have enough kids to field a numbers intensive program like football is. Everybody can field a basketball team, 1 or 2 juniors, 1 or 2 seniors, 1 or 2 sophomores, 6 or 7 or 8 kids, and you can have a basketball team. Everybody can do that. But when it comes to football, when you need 15 to 18 kids, maybe 20 or 22 to play on both sides of the ball and to practice, much less the injury factor that is an issue in football that is not in many other sports. This is the only way these schools could field teams.
And I think football, Doc, more so than basketball or baseball, you can really see the difference between a freshman and a senior. There's quite a big size difference, usually.
For sure.
Occasionally you have a standout like Sawyer Whitney, but most of the time a freshman looks out of place on a varsity football field.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And one of the successes that I'm really proud of CSP for is to have an age and size appropriate experience. You have your modified teams, a 7th, 8th, maybe a 9th grader or 2 playing with kids that are the same age and similar size. Same way with JVs. You don't have a 7th or 8th grader moving up to JVs unless he happens to be an absolutely terrific athlete. And at the varsity level, the vast majority of these rosters are made up of juniors and seniors, occasionally sprinkled with a sophomore or 2 that's exceptional. But when you have 9th and 10th graders and that's half of your varsity football team, that is not a recipe for success in my book.
We're going to send our fans off to the Coach's Corner intro, and we'll get ready for the national anthem here in Bolivar.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant at Clymer, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman, First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown, 716-450-0847, Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama, TroyersGreenhouse.com. Catby Farms in Clymer, 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting, the right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union. Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant at Clymer, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman, First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown, 716-450-0847, Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama, TroyersGreenhouse.com. Catby Farms in Clymer, 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting, the right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back into Bolivar Richburg High School, where the Portville Bolivar Richburg Cuba Rushford Panthers, and they say it here, PRCRBR, and I'll try to remember that, Doc, because I already forgot it twice, but if I can remember, it'll save us a little bit of time on announcing who this team is.
What actually is their mascot? I mean,
they play as the Panthers.
They are the Panthers.
They keep Portville's mascot.
Okay, well, then.
So, Coach's Corner this week, I met with Coach Bodemer after the Southwestern game. We talked for a while, and he said to me, I don't feel bad about the way that game went. I felt pretty good about the way that game went. He goes, obviously I would have liked to have won it. He's like, but we really played with that team and showed that we could play with that team. And our defense was really, really good tonight. He also said to me, hey, listen, we're 20 points and 3 or 4 plays away from being undefeated right now. We're really that close. You think back to that Salamanca game, and they caught that pass in the end zone. That's a touchdown. They take the lead there and win the game, hypothetically. And he said he did confirm to me, I would have won for 2. There's no doubt about it. They lost by 2 to Chautauqua Lake. They had that drop or the penalty on the Cam Eining catch at the 50-yard line where he caught the ball, but there was a penalty that brought the ball back. And if he would have caught that thing without the penalty, CSP was on their way to take the lead. And then against Southwestern, where they were down by 2, I believe, or down by 6, I believe. Yeah, down by 6. And they had the ball, and they had a pass in the middle of the field that got broke up. And if that one would have got caught and taken to the house, and they took the lead back with like 3 minutes left there, Doc, and, that could have went very differently.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were, 1 or 2 plays away in our 3 losses from having a win, and maybe you don't get all of them, but if we got 1 or 2 of those, we'd be looking at a whole lot different playoff situation. But I really like how this may set up for us. We get a win tonight. We get the 4 seed. We get to play the 1 seed out of Class C North, and maybe we might just surprise some people up there in Roy Hart Barker, which.
The 2-3 seed for the South, still up in the air, Doc, between Salamanca and Chautauqua Lake. The winner of that game tonight most likely will be the 2 seed unless something crazy happens here. Then that's who CSP would see in the second round of the playoffs at their place if they got there.
Yeah, and I think it was 21-14 that we lost at Salamanca, and 14-12 that we lost to Chautauqua Lake. 2 very winnable games, and if we happen to, if the things go right for us, we could end up at the Ralph again, and that certainly is a treat for everybody, announcers included.
Absolutely, and the Wolfpack getting right. And by the way, Doc, last year at the Bills Stadium for the Section 6 playoffs. Next year we'll be at a different venue. Not the new stadium. They're not going to have the high school playoffs there.
I did not know that.
Wolfpack going to kick it off to get things started. That boot is in the air, going to be fielded at the 10, up to the 15 and the 20, the 25, and he's going to be hit there, knocked down about the 29-yard line. On the carry, it looked like Saber Herney on the return. And I'm going to butcher a couple of these names tonight, Doc. They corrected us on one already, and I think I already forgot it, so...
That's okay. We'll get most of the CSP numbers and names right, but the Portville crowd is going to have to give us a little bit of space on that.
So 1st and 10 for Portville at the 29-yard line. As this thing gets started, winning and you're in for the Wolfpack. Can their defense get them started on the right note? We'll find out here. Portville going to come up under center, hand off to the left side of the formation. He's going to get to the corner, and he makes a nice little run over there. Gain of about 8 on the play, and that's number 26, Tyler Wilson.
Yeah, really nice, well-designed, well-executed first play of the game from Portville. Senior night, they had a bunch of senior cheerleaders and a bunch of senior football players, so, that took some time, and I'm sure they're on a little bit of an emotional high from those festivities, and started the game out in a very positive fashion.
2nd and 1, Peyton Carter, the quarterback for the Panthers. He'll go under center again. 2 backs behind him, two tight ends as well in the game. And the handoff up the middle once again. 1st down on the play. He's going to get up to the 45 and up to the 50, drugged down as he goes into the CSP side of the field.
Well, we're only 2 plays into the game tonight, but both plays Portville has dominated the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line is handling the CSP defense, and we're just going to have to make a couple adjustments to fill in those gaps, but Portville looks really good so far.
So we talked about this Wolfpack defense in pregame. This Portville offense runs the ball hard. Downfield, and they run downhill. They don't run to the edges and the corners. They just get at you and run right at you. And the Wolfpack are going to have to respond, as you said. The linebackers have to step up and fill gaps, but those D linemen, they've got to stand their ground. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. They're at the CSP 49. Same formation. There's going to be a handoff to the right side. Room to run. He's going to have a 1st down and more up to the 35 and down to the 32-yard line.
Well, they've had 3 rushing attempts and have gained about 40 yards, so pretty effective for the Portville offense so far.
And this, there's nothing surprising here. They're lining up with a heavy set, basically, 2 tight ends and a fullback, and run the ball right up the middle. Wolfpack defense trying to make some corrections. A lot of listening to the sideline and some adjustments on the formation. They're going to actually put 8 in the box now.
Well, with Portville being in essentially 4-down territory, that does give a little bit of luxury for CSP moving their linebackers up.
Here's the give to the left side. He's going to bounce it outside. He's got some room to run. Going to have a first down again. And another run for about 12 yards for Portville.
Yeah, this is very impressive. There's nothing complicated about this. This is just in your face, hat on a hat, and they are just controlling the line of scrimmage and have had 4 huge rushing positive attempts.
That play, number 75, Ian Chamberlain, he took Colton Hamilton right out of the play, just pushed him, about 10 yards the other direction. Unbelievable. Haven't seen that happen to Colton all season.
Yeah, I think we have a penalty on that play.
Looks like it's going to be marked off against the Panthers. Back them up. Back to the...
Yeah, I didn't see
10-yarder?
They keep walking.
Yeah, all the way back to the 43-yard line, Doc.
Yeah, I didn't.
First and 20.
I tried to catch the mechanic from the official on what that call was, but I don't know, maybe it was a hold of some sort, I guess, or a personal foul. Don't know. But certainly down in distance is the worst that Portville's had all evening.
Carter again under center. Here's the snap. He's hitting the backfield, but gets the handoff away, and the Wolfpack swarm, gain of maybe 1 on the play.
Yeah, I love to see us blitz those linebackers, but when the linebackers miss the ball carrier, you're always wondering if that isn't a recipe to break off a big one. But the CSP defense responded for the first time all evening for little to no gain on that play.
Peyton Carter, good job of flipping that ball to his running back, his tailback there. He almost got sacked on the play. He's under center again here. On 2nd and 20. They get the Wolfpack to move there. Here's the flag.
Yep.
Whole defensive line for the Wolfpack took off, and Red Lecky, he knew he made a mistake.
Yeah.
So we got Matthew and Daniel Red Lecky both out there on the field. That was Matthew on that one that was offsides, as well as, I believe, Colton Hamilton. Daniel playing a lot of linebacker now. He started off the year playing defensive end and defensive tackle. Now they've kind of moved him back to linebacker. He's getting a lot of action as a sophomore.
Yeah, and he's played really, really well the last 3 weeks. He and Gomez make quite a pair of linebackers in the middle of that CSP defense.
As soon as I tell you he's playing linebacker, he's back at defensive
there
tackle
you go.
on this
That's
play.
okay. Nobody knows but you and I.
Same formation for Portville. 2nd and 15. There's the handoff to the left side. Hit in the backfield. He'll fall forward for 3 or 4, Doc. Not a bad little second effort there.
No, and that wasn't a bad effort on the part of the CSP defense either. As much as they were getting pushed around in the first 4 or 5 plays of the game, they've stiffened a little bit and made this a tough down and distance for Portville.
Portville running straight into Red Lecky Street there as both Red Leckys clogged the middle. And that play went for very little. It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Panthers. 7:40 to play here in the first quarter. 0-0 ball game. And kind of a pivotal play here.
And early on, a big play.
Carter going to be under center again. He'll snap, pitch to his tailback. Here comes the run to the edge. He gets hit in the backfield, gets away from Red Lecky, and then falls forward for a few before being brought down there. And a nice tackle by the Pack as they all swarm to the football.
Yeah, it really was.
Gomez.
Yeah, a very well defended play. Even though the initial attacker was not able to make the tackle, he did slow the ball carrier down to allow the pursuit to catch up. And you had to think that Portville was going to go for it on 4th down, pretty much regardless, as successful as they've been rushing the football. But again, a really positive down and distance for the CSP defense. And now we have a flag.
4th and 8, and a flag comes in as soon as they come out of their huddle, and he pointed back towards the.
Oh, he's going to wave it off.
Okay.
He was so sure that he saw something.
Yeah,
he threw the flag 30 feet in the air.
Very quick flag.
And then he just walked over and picked it up.
Yeah.
I think he thought that there was an illegal substitution there when, in fact, there was just a Portville player standing on the sidelines is what I think happened. And
Carter in the shotgun. He'll throw. Has a man, and he overthrows him. Sorry, Doc.
No, that's I think the passing game is going to be tough for Portville as effectively as they rush the football essentially for half of the first quarter, for crying out loud. I think there's 6:30 to go here in the first quarter. They maintain possession the whole time. When they have to pass, that's not something that they do all that often, and the rhythm and timing of that pattern just wasn't there. And 1st and 10 CSP, see what the offense can do.
So they'll take over at their own 32 after that turnover on downs. White in the shotgun, trips right. Whitney to that side. There's the snap, the give to Whitney. He'll break it back to the left, gets past one man, but here come the Panthers, and they shut him down. Yeah, he's probably going to lose a yard on the play, Doc.
Yeah, he's just, had a terrific season, sophomore tailback, and on that particular play, he tried to juke a little bit, and Portville defense reacted very well for little to no gain on the play.
I'll tell you what, I thought he lost a yard. He gained a yard, so 1 yard for Whitney on that. Trips right again. Wolfpack ready to go already. There's the snap. The give to Whitney. He'll go right up the middle. This time breaks through the line, and he'll have a nice gainer up to just about the first down mark. Doc, we'll see where they spot it, just shy. Call it a gain of 8 for Sawyer.
Yeah, that's really a nice run, second and third effort. He's had a really, really nice season. Started out the year on fire with big games, lots of rushing, and looks like we have a flag on the play, too.
Face mask against Portville.
Yep. Well, I like the down and distance 3rd and 1, but I'll take the first down on a penalty. Yeah.
And that didn't. Just about back to where Sawyer ran the ball, but it's a first down.
So wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean that was the distance, I guess. So 5-yard face mask.
No, that can't be right.
1st and 10 for the Wolfpack.
Okay, 1st and 10.
Here's a handoff to Whitney. He gets by one man. He'll plunge forward, gain of a 2 or 3 on the play for Sawyer. Hard sledding there for him.
Yeah. Hey, that's okay. We're making some positive yardage. Gain 2 or 3 yards in a cloud of dust, which that doesn't apply anymore on these turf fields. But the idea, as long as you can keep plodding forward, making positive yardage on each play, makes the play calling that much easier.
2 wide to either side for Carson White, who's in the shotgun. There's the snap. He gives to Whitney. He's going to fake the handoff to Whitney, running himself around the right side. He'll plunge forward for about 6 on the play, just shy of the first down.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 1 again. White made a really good decision there. Made a really good fake. A couple of the Portville defenders went with the tailback that he faked the ball to, and then he made a nice run down the far sideline. Made a good choice not to pitch the ball. It looked like it was kind of like an old-time option play, but 3rd and 1, really nice play from Carson White.
White going to be in the shotgun again, 3 wide to his left. That's the wide side of the field. Now they'll bring one across the formation. They'll run right behind that guy, but Whitney gets hit in the backfield, and he's going to lose 2 on the play.
Yeah, that blitzing linebacker, we just did not pick him up, and that kid made a really nice play. He broke through the seam and caught us for a loss, and I got to believe 4th down. That's I don't know.
4th and 4 on their own 49.
Yeah.
4:30 to play in the first quarter, 0-0 ball game.
Well, looks like we're going to punt.
The punt team is on for the Wolfpack.
Maybe we're going to try to draw them off sides.
Draw me off sides with all the motion that they do.
Yeah.
Burchanowski across the formation. There's the snap, a high one, but reeled in by Horton. He'll get the kickoff, and a nice kick by Horton. That one's going to travel really well. Bounces at the 15, the 10. Now it's going to die down at about the 6-yard line.
Nice. Excellent punt from Bigfoot Horton.
45-yarder.
Yep. And it's inside the 5, inside the 10 anyway.
6,
yep. And really going to be tough field position for Portville to start their second drive of the game.
So both teams come out running the ball. Wolfpack haven't thrown a pass yet. Portville attempted one. And we're ready for possession number 2 for the Panthers here in a win or go to the Funky Bowl game for the CSP Wolfpack. And obviously the Funky Bowl just doesn't have the same kind of excitement as Section 6 playoffs.
Well, that's very true. Let's hope that that's not the scenario that we have to follow. But, if we do, there's a good chance we're going to end up with another home game, which is always a treat, for the seniors and the CSP fans. But certainly have a real shot to win the Funky Bowl. But, I'd way rather try that Class C North and see what kind of competition they have up there.
Run up the middle for Portville, going to be a gain of about 4 on the play. And Daniel Redlecki in there on the play for the Wolfpack, and the sophomore continues to make his presence known on this defense. The right side of the defense right now, 2 sophomores, Daniel Redlecki and Mason Groders. And Doc, you talk about the importance of playing more games in the Funky Bowl. Those are the kind of guys that benefit the most from that.
Oh, for sure. And those would be 1 and or 2 competitive football games. We would probably be considered to be the favorite with the teams that would be involved with that. But still, I want to get a shot at the number 1 seed out of the North.
Waiting for the snap. Carter under center, 2 backs behind him. It's a really hard count. The Wolfpack jumped twice but didn't stay in the neutral zone. Hands it off to the right side. Going to get hit immediately and going to lose ground. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage before the Wolfpack piled in there.
Yeah, really well defended by the CSP defensive line. It seems like now they're kind of slanting to the right or slanting to the left, which has really stymied the Portville rushing attack, as effective as they were in the first 4 plays of the game, cracking off 7, 8, 10, 12 yards on each one of those 4 plays. CSP has modified their defense a little bit and has certainly been productive so far.
We talked about the sophomore side of the defensive line. How about that senior side? You really got to you got to dig down deep when you're getting pushed around like that, and they have now and responded pretty well. Dropping back for a pass is Carter. He's going to be hit. Troy Chambers brings him down for a huge sack. It's going to be a loss of about 10 on the play, back to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that was almost a safety. Troy Chambers has had a really, really nice season, really one of our best linemen on both sides of the ball. They just could not handle him. They tried to block him with one guy, and if the Portville coaching staff is sharp, they're going to be putting 2 guys on Troy, because that matchup really favors CSP one-on-one, and that was darn near safety.
Beckerink and Berchanowski back to receive the punt. Not a lot of room for the punter for Portville. We'll see if CSP brings the house here. There's the snap. He'll field it cleanly and get it off. No real pressure in his face. Beckerink going to watch that one go out of bounds. He's going to let Berchanowski grab it. Berchanowski up to the 40, the 35, the 30, and a flag right there as he gets to the 25-yard line. Really nice return, and I'm not sure what the flag call was. Did you see it, Doc?
Well, I didn't see it, but it's almost always an illegal block of some sort on a special teams play like that. And I was just about to say, I really give Bodemer a lot of credit for punting on that 4th and 4, because it was a total flip of the field position once our defense was able to stop them. Yeah, that's a hold. Hold on
against
us.
the Wolfpack, yes.
Yep. But still, I mean, it still was the right decision. Instead of having the ball on the 30-yard line of Portville, it's going to be on the 40 or 45. It's just kind of unusual how they're trying to mark it off. Oh, shucks.
I think he was going to stop at 5. Now he's going 12. He went 12 steps.
Yep. Yeah, that was very comical. He wasn't sure where he was going to start. I mean, that hold is a spot foul, so I don't think he was sure where the foul actually occurred. But I don't know. It's our ball.
2 wide to either side for the Packers. They'll start at the 42 of the Panthers. Berchanowski brought across the formation. They give to Whitney up the middle. He's got room. He's up to the 35, the 30, and he'll hit by 2 or 3 men before they drag him down at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, what a spunky little guy. He just needs a crease. You know, he's not that big, and he can slide through a very small spot. And once he gets into that 2nd and 3rd tier of the defense, he's a handful for those defensive backs to handle.
Wolfpack right back to the line, 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Start with trips right. We'll bring Berchanowski across the formation. Same play call to the other side. And Whitney had room again. He gets up to the 21-yard line. And there's a late flag.
Jiminy crickets.
And it looks like, we'll see what the call is. Talon Persons was still in the pile with all the Portville guys. We'll see if it's called on Portville or on CSP. You know, usually on these situations, Doc, it's whoever shoves second.
And we have a personal foul on Portville.
Yep.
It had to be on one team or the other, and you're 100% correct about that. And whether this is going to be a 15-yard penalty or half the distance to the goal, I did not see. Of course, we don't have a great vantage point here when the ball is on the near the goal line on either side of the field. But I didn't see it. But I certainly saw him throw the flag.
Persons in the middle of that pile, lead blocking for when he came in from the outside as a receiver, and somebody didn't like the way he was blocking him.
Yep.
I'm not sure, but it was marked off 15 yards, Doc, not half the distance to the goal. So the Wolfpack going to have 1st and goal now.
Well, I think that's got to be half the distance to the goal. They can't give them 15 yards when we're inside the 30.
Well, now and I think that's what they're going to. They're going to have a conversation. The Portville coach asking, "How is that a 15-yarder? Right, that's got to be a half the distance."
And I think he's right.
Which means they back them up about 2 more yards back to the 10, where the Wolfpack should be starting, I believe.
Yeah, and I think he wonders what the call was as well. He obviously he never like it when one of your players has a personal foul, conduct penalty, but you know, that whole play did not.
Well, two and you're done for the day, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
You got to be careful on that. If it's one of his better linebackers or something like that, he doesn't want to have that happen. So, and now a late substitution for Portville. CSP didn't see it. If they'd have saw it a little sooner, maybe they would have tuck off and got to the line. But
I do think they changed that spot.
Maybe a yard back towards us,
man.
Doc. So at the 6 instead of the 5.
Yep.
Maybe that is half the distance to the goal now.
Yeah, baby.
Trips left, one wide to the right. White in the shotgun, fakes the give to Whitney. It's a wide receiver screen to this side. Butchanowski catches it inside the 5, down to the 2, and a late hit and a flag.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if the flag is on that. No, they're calling a flag against CSP in the backfield. One of the Portville players, number 12, Kingston Locks. How did I say that wrong? Remember I said that? They told us how to say it?
I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
I think you did it well.
He ended up on his face here in the backfield, and it looked like somebody maybe blocked him in the back.
Now things are getting a little bit chippy here. I'd like to get a couple scores before we start losing terrific field position like this.
Yeah, that's marked off a pretty long one there.
Yeah.
It'll be a spot
be
foul. It's a 15-yarder.
Yep.
So back out to the 16-yard line.
But that doesn't. Well, it's a spot foul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it was at the 1.
3 wide to the right side, 1 to the left. White takes the snap. He'll pitch it to Sawyer Whitney, who's going to try to get to the corner. He's going to have a lot of pressure to get there. He runs right past the man down to the 10, and he'll be tackled there. Really nice second effort by Sawyer.
Yeah, that was the same terrific run, really. That was the same play that Southwestern defended, because Southwestern was just that much quicker. Whether it was Sawyer or Blake Beckrink, we just could not get to the corner and achieve that corner. But this defense is not nearly as stout as what the Trojans were.
The quarter has ended here in Bolivar. A 0-0 ball game, but the Wolfpack on the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. We'll come back in just a moment here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
And welcome back in here. A 0-0 ball game through one. And defense is looking pretty strong. Both teams came out running the ball, and both defenses stood up mid-stops. And then after, like you said, the field was flipped thanks to a good decision by Coach Bodemer. The Wolfpack has suffered several penalties, keeping them really out of the end zone here so far to end the first quarter, and now we'll start the second.
Yeah, that's all very true. Sure would be nice to get a score on the board here.
2nd and goal at the 10 as they switch to this end of the field down here closer to their baseball field. Beautiful baseball stadium, Doc. Has bleachers and
terrific.
Everything.
Yeah, it was. Yep, just terrific.
Trips to the right. That's the short side of the field. The handoff to Whitney to that side. He has room, but he gets hit by the linebackers after a gain of about 3.
Yeah, that was just that's still a solid, productive run for Sawyer. Running between the tackles is a little bit tougher for him, but still a positive gain on the play. We're going to have 2 downs to try to get 7 yards.
A 3rd and 7. Well, do you though, Doc, or do you just try to get in the middle of the field and let Michael Horton give you a lead?
Well, he's got 1 field goal on the year and certainly has a big foot.
They'll be over on the right hash mark. 1 wide to either side, 2 backs in the backfield, tight ends in the game, the heavy formation. The snap, the give to Whitney on the left side. He's going to take off all the way to the left side, across the hash marks, heads for the corner of the end zone, and he hops in.
That's it. Excellent.
Touchdown, Sawyer Whitney from 7 yards out, and the Wolfpack draw first blood here against the Panthers.
Yeah, and that's just what we couldn't do against Southwestern, is achieve that corner. Sawyer made a really nice, nifty move to his left, beat feet for the pylon, and was able to beat the Portville defensive back to that spot and scampered into the end zone for CSP's first score.
Horton setting up for the extra point now. 11:13 to play in the second quarter, just a few seconds off the clock. That kick is up, and it is good. It's 7-0 CSP. And Doc, an interesting start to this one. Not exactly what we expected, but nonetheless, 7-0 CSP.
Boy, I was really concerned about how well Portville rushed the football in the first 4 plays of the game. They were just slicing and dicing and just at will gaining 8, 10, 12 yards a pop. Certainly not what I anticipated, but CSP was able to respond and got a couple stops on defense in that last offensive possession. They certainly have been moving the ball halfway decent.
Bodemer's defensive adjustments all year have been pretty good. Remember back to the Salamanca game where the quarterback was running a lot of quarterback draws, and they went and made an adjustment in the middle of the second quarter, not at halftime, but the middle of the second quarter, and pretty much shut that play down for the rest of the game. So Bodemer adjusting on the fly. You don't see a lot of coaches doing that. A lot of them wait till halftime or, at some point later in the game to make a bigger adjustment. Not this team. They adjust right away.
Well, even tonight, the second possession of the game, after Portville was so successful rushing the football, we started to move our linebackers up closer to the line of scrimmage. I do believe our defensive line started to slant right and left on each play, and that certainly was a big difference than the first 4 plays of the game.
Horton set to kick it off here. His boot in the air, and another nice kick from Michael Horton. Going to bounce, be fielded at the 27, and forward to the 33 and pulled down at the 35 is Jake Ziegler. Ziegler tackled that time by several members of the Wolfpack, but I believe Dylan Kreiner leading the way, the sophomore.
Yeah, and certainly looking forward to big things from Dylan over the next couple years.
I've been watching him, Doc, and you have a little bit too. And
Yep.
in the modified level, he ran all over everybody. And at the JV level, he's been running all over everybody. Can't wait to see what that kid does at the varsity level.
From the tailback or the quarterback position?
Both.
Okay, both, yeah.
I do see, there's a smooth transition to quarterback. He can throw the ball. So if they need him at quarterback, he certainly can be. But he makes a great tailback, too. He'd be a nice 1-2 punch with Sawyer.
For sure.
1st and 10 for the Panthers at their 35. 3 backs in the backfield. The handoff to the right side. Hit immediately, and the Wolfpack diagnosed that one. Loss of 1.
Boy, there was nothing to be had on that play. I almost think he started to fumble the snap from center. That play did not look like it had any sense of timing or rhythm, and we defended it well and had to be a loss on the play of a yard.
Quarterback Peyton Carter on the sideline, Doc. Adam Rowe, the running back, at quarterback right now. Keep an eye on that for Portville as they start 2nd and 10. Rowe in the shotgun this time. Hand off to the right side. No, he'll keep himself and flip it on an option pass. Wolfpack hit everybody but the ball carrier, and he'll get a gain of about 4 all the way up to about the 39-yard line.
Boy, we had to have had about 7 guys have a shot at that for a loss to begin with.
Rowe got hit by 2 different guys in the backfield before they realized they didn't have the ball. Yep. And here comes Carter now back onto the field. It must be just a formation where they run Rowe as the quarterback. Carter back out there now at quarterback. Not a bad wrinkle, honestly, if you got 2 guys who can take snaps and hand the ball off.
Yep.
3rd and 6 for Portville at their own 39.5-yard line. 9:51 to play, 7-0 CSP. There's a handoff to the left side. Wolfpack diagnose it. They're in the hole, and a late flag comes in. And how about that play right there by Toby Watson from middle linebacker?
Absolutely. Done a really nice job all year long, and that's either going to be a hold or a face mask.
It's a weird angle from the flag. It came from the back judge.
Yep.
Still waiting for the official signal on what the call is. They're still talking about it down there at about the 41-yard line. Interestingly, 2 guys talking about it aren't the ones that threw the flag. So maybe talking about down and distance to try to figure out how much he has to mark off here.
I think they picked it. They pick it up.
He signaled to the CSP sideline what the hold against Portville.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Huh.
Interesting that they...
Yeah, the preliminary mechanic from the umpire, he walked over to the CSP sidelines, and it looked like he gave one of these, like they were going to pick the flag up, but I'm glad they didn't.
Well, and in CSP's case, it would have been 4th down, so maybe it would have been okay.
Yeah.
But now it's 3rd and 15 for the Portville Panthers. Portville, Cuba, Rushford, Bolivar, Richburg Panthers.
The Panthers.
PCRBR. I'm going to get it before this thing's over.
I think you left one out. Yeah.
So Carter going to be in the shotgun now with 2 wide to his left. And they're all looking at the sideline, maybe a play change here.
Yeah, this is a tough down and distance for them, not being the most efficient passing team.
Well, they were missing a guy. Number 8 comes out on the field to join the offense now. So now it's trips to the left, or 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Carter waits for the snap. There it is. He'll hand it off, and the Wolfpack are right there. And he's going to fight his way forward. Nice little second effort.
Yeah.
And it takes a few pack members to bring him down. Ball came out, and the Wolfpack say they have it.
Yeah.
The ball definitely came out. I saw it come up loose at the end there. And we'll see who comes up with it for the Wolfpack. Max White.
There we go. Good for him. Well, you always like to see that running back with a second effort, third effort, fourth effort type of thing. But many times on that third or fourth effort, you just don't have the ball security that you had to begin with. And even though he made made a really nice run and some positive yards, that last effort, CSP was able to knock the ball loose, and certainly a big turnover here in the second quarter.
8:51 to play here in the second quarter. Short field again for the Wolfpack. They'll take over at the 38 of the Panthers. There's the snap, a give to Whitney up the middle. He's got room to run up to the 35, spins loose a one man, and he's up to the 30 and a late flag. I believe they brought him down by the face mask. And Sawyer is fired up after that run. Is. The flag was right there where the tackle was made, and Sawyer was pointing at his face mask afterwards.
Yeah, I do think that's what it has to be, but certainly Sawyer's really running the ball hard tonight. Made a neat little spin move there, and he's nifty and shifty to begin with, and I think we're going to have another first down.
Is that the personal? Is that the 15-yarder, Doc?
Yeah.
Not an unintentional. It's an intentional face mask 15-yard penalty.
Yep, and I don't think high school makes the distinction between the 5 and the 15 and for the face mask.
So it's all 15.
Yes, it's all 15. But
you got me on that one. I had no idea, Doc.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And if I had, I can find that out easy enough. But pretty confident that's indeed the case. Just to try to keep control of the game, any type of contact around the helmet and the face mask is going to be looked at more judiciously.
1st and 10 on the 17, and Whitney met in the backfield and drugged the wrong way by there. 4 or 5 Panthers.
Yep, tackled by a pack of Panthers.
What do you call a pack of Panthers?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I was trying to come up with myself.
Panthers are they like individual animals that don't really hunt in a pack, right? So.
Yeah, they're loners.
2nd and 13.
Yeah, they're a gang then, a gang of Panthers.
2nd and 12 with 8 minutes to go here in the first half. 7-0 CSP, and now a timeout called as they are in the edge of the red zone here, Doc, after that quick turnover and then a nice run by Sawyer before being backed up on that last play. But neither team's still really throwing the ball a whole lot, and I think maybe the rain came into play. It's been raining all week. Hard to practice a lot of your throwing offense when it's raining like that, and so I think that puts you in a situation where you're just going to rely on what works, and what works is giving the ball to Sawyer Whitney.
Yeah, and it has. We really, other than the first 4 plays of the game, we've controlled the game on both sides of the ball, and I really like our effort so far. I like our defensive adjustments early in the first quarter, and sure would be nice to get another score here.
It's going to be 2nd and 12 or 13 for the Wolfpack at the 20-yard line. And so, Doc, they've just pounded the rock here, threw a couple wide receiver screens. You think them taking a shot here soon?
Absolutely. I think that it's a great time to throw the football, especially after the last rushing attack attempt was so unsuccessful.
3 wide to the right, that's the wide side. 1 to the left, Whitney to the left side. They'll bring Horton across the formation. They'll run Whitney behind him. And again, they're in the backfield, and Whitney falls forward back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 12 for the Wolfpack. And Doc, that really was not the play call that they wanted.
No, I didn't think so either, but he did gain a yard or 2 on the play. But now the decision is whether, let's see what we're on the 15-yard line, 15, 25, 32-yard field goal. I think that might be a little bit out of Horton's range, but certainly a consideration. Looks like
see as they break the huddle. And so 3rd and long here. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. There's the snap. He'll look downfield. Looks left. He's going to wait a long time. Now he'll roll to his right side. Great protection. Now he's going to get to the edge. Gets past one man and goes out of bounds at about the 14.
Boy, the Portville sideline was begging for a hold on that play. Looked to me like just a good solid block, but they were very convinced that a holding infraction took place, but don't see a flag, and we do gain some yards, but it's going to be 4th down.
And there's a flag, Doc.
Jeez.
Against Portville? Oh. Is it a sideline
call?
It
might be a sideline penalty. They were livid that the
coach is still on the field.
Yeah, he's going to get an early exit if he gets another one. Maybe it was just a warning.
The sideline warning will be okay as it keeps it at 4th down. 4th and 7 at the 14.
I think that's good officiating to give the guy a warning. He's not happy to be down 7-0 and thought they had a missed call. And, rather than ring him up right away, I like that warning flag.
3 wide to the left. White drops back to pass. He's got pressure right in his face. He'll get away from the man, rolling all the way to the left side of the field. He's going to have to take off. He does. He'll have the first down and more. White out of bounds.
Wow.
And what a run by Carson White.
I don't know where he ended up. Certainly doesn't look like a touchdown as long as he got the first down. Shucks.
We'll see where they spot this thing. I thought Carson was down to about the 1 or 2.
Me too, but he's on the far side of the field, and we're a mile away from that. But the critical thing is whether he got the first down or not, because that was 4th down. So it all depends on the spot, and it looks like it's not even close.
I mean, maybe his toe went out of bounds back there, but it didn't look like it from here. Looked like he had plenty of room between him and the sideline.
Well, I did not hear a whistle either, and not that we can hear a whistle great up here with our headsets on, but...
looks like the Wolfpack defense on the field. They didn't know it, too. Well, what are they doing now?
I don't know.
Doc, these officials are confusing.
Right.
Looks like a Wolfpack first down. First and goal for CSP.
Jiminy crickets.
Well, and I don't mean to give him a bad name here or anything, but that was very confusing.
You know what?
Now he's explanation of the Portville sideline.
Yeah.
It's hard. I don't blame the Panther coach because
me neither.
That made no sense.
Yeah. Well, it sure looked like they were going to mark him out of bounds, which would have been 5 yards short of the first down marker. That's where they congregated. They were kind of stomping around. That's what it looked like they were going to do. But
first and goal for the Pack at the 5. White going to go under center now. Heavy set with the fullback. There's the handoff to the right side of Whitney. He powers forward for a gain of 1, maybe 1, as he's met in the hole by number 55, Ty Kaczynski. And Ty, I saw him before the game. The guy, he's built to be a linebacker. Okay. Let me put it that way. He's just strong in the upper body. Looks a lot like a guy we used to have around here named John Watson. Second and goal for the Pack.
Yeah, we're definitely in 4-down territory here. Would hate to waste this, little bit of stroke of good luck. Need this second score.
Again under center. Heavy formation. There's a flag. Burchanowski started way out by the sideline and motioned in, and then the flag came from the side judge there, and it looks like he's signaling a illegal formation or illegal motion. False start.
Huh.
That's an interesting call. Maybe the tackle flinched.
Well, I didn't see it. So that was an odd time to throw the flag and blow the whistle too. I mean,
doesn't it seem like this CSP offense has been on the field here for the entire second quarter?
Yeah.
6:27 to play. They're at second and goal at the 10 again. White going to go under center, 2 backs behind and 1 receiver to either side. The tight end to his right. They're almost dead center in the middle of the field. The snap, the pitch to Whitney to the left. Gets a nice lead block from Gomez. Gets to the edge, but he's going to go out of bounds after maybe a yard, Doc.
Yeah, it's just impossible to tell how much he might have gained on that play. But there's a thought to kicking a field goal here. We're, inside the 10-yard line, I think.
10 spot him right at the 10.
Right at the 10, so that'd be 27-yard field goal. That's just a little more than an extra point.
You're on the far hash. It's third down. You can at least get it to the middle of the field, make it easy for Michael Horton.
And we are not.
Well, it's only third down, Doc. They got one more chance to move the ball.
Okay. Yep, then my mistake.
White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right, which is the wide side of the field. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Whitney. He'll roll to his left now. He's going to get brought down from behind. Loss of 5 on the play.
Yeah, that just that was not a breakdown in protection. It just took too long for that play to develop. Nobody was open, and Carson wasn't able to elude the pressure. But it was 1-2 steps and throw the ball is one thing, but when you got to hold them off for 3 or 4 seconds, that's too much to ask.
A couple things happened there, Doc. Yes, Carson did take quite a while to make a decision, but it's because Portville sat in a really nice zone and protected the football field very well. They were very disciplined to sit in their zone, and if Carson would have forced the ball, it would have been an interception. White in the shotgun on 4th down. 2 wide to either side. There's the snap. He'll look right. A wide receiver screen to this side. Caught by Beckerink, and he'll be dragged down from behind. A flag behind the play. Beckerink back to the 10, and a holding on the Wolfpack. And that'll be declined by the Panthers. Turnover on downs now at the 10-yard line. 7-0 CSP, 5:18 to play in the half, and kind of a messy ball game, Doc.
Yes, it has. The second quarter. The first quarter went really fast and pretty well played, but tale of two cities here. The second quarter has just been the opposite.
I wish we had a stats guy here with us tracking how many penalties CSP had. They've got a lot.
Yeah.
This may be their worst penalty game so far of the season.
And so does Portville.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a couple calls that went in our favor, much to the displeasure of the Portville coaching staff.
1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 10-yard line, and the Wolfpack defense will get another shot at this Portville offense. They'll start in the shotgun with 3 wide to the right. It's a quarterback draw right up the middle, diagnosed perfectly and brought down right away by the Wolfpack, as they were all over Brian Gomez right there, and so was Dan Redlecki once again.
Well, this is such a tough field position for Portville. Certainly a running dominant team, and to be backed up against their own goal line, really tough down and distance. And and they have 4 wideouts, and they're still running the ball tackle to tackle. You might think they'd bring those guys in as a tight end and try to rush the football and get an extra block.
3 wide to the right, and again they run inside tackle to the right side. Short gain, maybe 2 or 3 on the play for number 10, Adam Rowe. He's again lining up at quarterback on this drive, Doc.
Yeah, and this is a big down right here, 3rd and 5. If we're able to get a stop here, we're going to have great field position. Going to certainly be on the Portville half of the field, and maybe we can get that second score here before the end of the first half.
They'll bring Peyton Carter back in at quarterback. Carter going to be under center with 2 backs behind him. Only 1 wide out to the left side. Everybody else in tight. Long count here from Portville. There's the snap. Give up the middle. The Wolfpack is there, and he will not go very far. Maybe 2 on the play.
Boy, that was a very unimaginative call.
Just the dive play.
Yeah, it was. It was just very simple. There wasn't any attempt at deception, and we have 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. We're going to get a punt. We're going to have good field position, and I think we have a couple timeouts left.
Yeah, timeout on the field, and I'm not sure where the timeout came from. Looks like it's a Portville timeout, and it's 4th and 2 at their own 18-yard line. And as you said, they're probably going to, the logical choice here is to punt, although we do have some college coaches out there now that say never punt the ball, no matter what. So you never know what you might see.
I've got to believe they're going to punt the ball.
I got to say, though, if you're a college coach and you're a paid coach, right, and if you make that decision, we're never going to punt, how many times do you screw it up before they're calling for your head?
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be very long.
Well, a very similar down in distance and field position to Southwestern, a bad snap. I mean, that was one play that could have turned the Southwestern game around.
Yeah, they had a couple of those there towards the end.
They did.
So everybody talking about this on both sidelines. The Wolfpack break their huddle, come back to the field here with 3:59 remaining. They lead 7-0 here in Bolivar in a win or go to the Funky Bowl type game for the Wolfpack. If they win, they advance to the Section 6 playoffs as the 4 seed for the C-South. They'll take on the North's top seed if they do that. If they lose, it's Funky Bowl time.
They're either going to try to draw us off sides. Yeah. That's got to be what they're going to do.
Carter in the shotgun. They snap the ball, hand it off up the middle, and he gets around the Wolfpack corner, and he'll have the first down.
Yeah, that was nifty play from Portville.
Jake Ziegler, the running back, takes off for about 14 on the 4th and 2.
Yeah, that's too bad. That would have been a real opportunity for us, and got to give Portville credit for making that call in that situation.
And the call, just a simple trap play again, Doc. They just run it right up the middle. Yeah. I don't know if I would have done that back up on my own 18-yard line.
I wouldn't, but when it works, then good for them.
Yeah, hey, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. And Carter will go under center, 2 backs behind him. There's the snap. The give to the fullback. Redlecki there in the hole, but he'll drag him forward for about 4. Daniel Redlecki doing a good job of plugging the hole, but once he grabbed a hold of that running back's waist, he wasn't done yet.
Yeah, the Portville running backs run hard. Rarely does the first guy take them down.
Yeah, a couple guys they got in the backfield. Jake Ziegler being the biggest one. or getting the most carries, I guess you'd say. But they have a linebacker who lines up in the backfield. Ty Kaczynski, he's in at fullback right now. 2nd and 6. The give, Kaczynski got a pancake block right in the middle there, and the Wolfpack going to stop him after 3, but Kaczynski just flattened somebody right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that kid is a great football player in the C's, that's for sure. He likes the contact and certainly doesn't avoid it on either side of the ball.
I didn't see who he hit from the CSP side, but that was a vicious contact at the point of attack. 3rd and 1 for the Panthers. The clock down to 2:22 to play here in the first half. Wolfpack defense going to try and make a stand here. Carter again under center, 2 backs behind him. 2 tight ends in the game. There's the snap. Give to the tailback on the left side. Wolfpack meet him in the hole, but he'll push his way forward to what I believe is a Portville first down.
Yeah, that's going to be close, but I think he has it by a half a yard. Less than 2 minutes to go, and they've got 55 yards to go to get a score, 56 yards.
Gotta try something other than run it between the tackles.
That's just really, that's just what they like to do.
1st and 10 at the 49 for the Panthers. Taking their time in the huddle, too. Clock down to 1:37. Now they're about to make a substitution, change their mind. Clock down to 1:30. They still don't seem to have any urgency to get to the line of scrimmage here.
And now
clock to 1:25. 1:22. Carter under center. They finally snap the ball. Fake the give, back to pass. He'll fire, and it's caught at the 43 and then brought down at the 40 by the Wolfpack. And the ball came out at the end. The Wolfpack claim they have it. And it looked like Toby Watson at the bottom of that pile, but they'll say it was down by contact. 1:07 left on the clock. And the ref making sure we know who has possession. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was a good thing to show.
1st and 10 at the 40 of the Wolfpack. 1 minute remains on the clock. Carter in the shotgun. There's the snap. He drops back to pass. He's going to get chased up the middle and hit there. And he'll get brought down right at the line of scrimmage by, as you say, Doc, a pack of wolves.
Yeah, really well defended by CSP. Pressure on the quarterback. The defenders all stayed in their lanes and didn't allow him to get on either corner. And then the linebackers are able to come up and make the tackle.
Look at the clock still running, Doc. Down to 30 seconds.
Jeez.
Carter still in the shotgun. 2nd and 10. There's the snap. He drops back. Pressure in his face. He's going to roll to his left, try and set his feet. He'll fire. Has a man. And he was tackled as he went for the ball, and that's going to be a pass interference.
Yep.
Blake Beckering tackled the receiver, Adam Rowe, and it was just before the ball got there.
Yeah, and I've always thought this should be a spot penalty where that interference took place is where they should get the ball. But they're going to get 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be probably 10 yards of where they would have had it.
They would have had 20, right?
Yeah.
And waiting for them to set the ball. Should be about the 30-yard line, I believe. Actually, the chain gang took off before the refs were ready.
Yeah.
They'll have to go back and mark it off now because the chain gang was already gone.
Yeah, I just never liked the way they enforced that penalty. The incentive for the defensive back is to commit the pass interference.
Mark it off 15 yards, Doc.
But it's still 10 or 15 yards of where the guy
he was down inside the 20 for sure.
Yep, for sure.
Instead, they'll be marked out at the 25-yard line with only 21 seconds to play. 7-0 CSP. Portville threatening here as we get close to halftime. Carter breaks the huddle. He'll be in the shotgun again. 2 wide to his right, 1 to his left. His running back to that side as well as his tight end. There's the snap. He drops back to pass. He'll fire one up for the end zone, and it is incomplete, intended for Kingston Locks.
Boy, I'll give Portville some credit. I did not think they had the offensive firepower to go this far this fast, but one nice pass completion, the only pass that they've completed the whole first half, and then the pass interference penalty, and then they do throw the ball into the end zone on that play. So again, they're only one play away from tying this ball game up.
I know I'm saying his name wrong because they've already corrected us once up here, but number 12, Kingston Locks. Yeah, he's their kind of target. And there's a screen pass to the left side. With room to run, he'll get to the edge, and he'll get all the way into the end zone, but he went out of bounds.
He had to have stepped out on this near sideline. Yeah, not even close, really.
And he did try to
he tried,
but the pack was right there, and the pressure was enough to push him out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I give that official some credit for having the courage of his convictions to make that call right in front of all the Portville coaches. But the kid did definitely stepped out of bounds on the near sideline.
First down at the CSP 15. 8 seconds remain in the half. Portville in the shotgun. Carter back there with a running back to his right, too wide to either side. The snap. He'll look to throw it to the right. It's a wide receiver screen. Then he'll shovel it off to the running back, who's going to get hit, and the ball popped out at the end, and the Wolfpack almost came up with that. It went out of bounds there. Gain of about 3 for Portville.
And 2 seconds to go.
Oh, man.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been nice to have had a scoop and score there?
Scoop and score from 88 yards away. And another timeout here.
Well, that's a good timeout. I mean, obviously stops the clock and gives Portville, one more opportunity to try to get the ball in the end zone. But, really an interesting first half here. The first quarter was very well played and very fast and not much throwing of the football, not many penalties. But the second quarter, there's been a number of passes by both teams and a ton of penalties on both teams, and it has literally taken forever.
Yeah, very tale of 2 quarters for sure, Doc. Yep. And we have a whole other half to go, so maybe we'll have 2 different quarters yet. Out-of-town scoreboard, Salamanca 7, Stockwell Lake 7.
Yeah, I think they're 2 evenly matched teams. I'm really a little disappointed that Salamanca hasn't had a better record than what they did, because the night that they beat us 21-14, I was very impressed with their team, and I love their coach. But,
they lost to this Portville team in the rain, though.
Yes, yep.
And you can see how. I mean, this team, they'll punch you in the mouth.
Yeah.
All right, 2 seconds remain. Second and about 7 from the 12-yard line. Carter in the shotgun, 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right, his running back to the left. There's the snap. He'll look to throw. Looks to his left. Now he'll fire one up in the end zone. Deflected by the Wolfpack, but a flag comes in late.
Jeez, oh man, that's going to be...
And he would have had to have had the arm hooked for that to be a penalty, Doc. Otherwise, he did dive in front and deflect the ball. That's not a penalty. But if he had the backside arm hooked when he did it, preventing the receiver from moving towards the ball, it is.
The half can't end on a defensive penalty, so Portville's going to get probably half the distance to the goal and 1 more play, an untimed down.
And the Wolfpack very unhappy with that call, and I can see the whole sideline is up in arms with that call, but in the end, it already happened. It's done at this point. So an untimed down for the Panthers now from 5 yards out. It looks like the 6-yard line.
Yeah, what an interesting half. I mean, Portville...
Lots of penalties.
Yeah.
Refs really, unfortunately, had to come very involved in this game.
Now we have another timeout.
Yeah, and that was their final. Might as well use it.
Yep, absolutely.
Talk about what they're going to do here to try to get 6 yards and tie this thing up before the half. Meanwhile, CSP another chance to talk about how this half has gone. I think at halftime, Baltimore's got to take them away from this bright lights for a second and talk to them and get them to calm down and get out of their own heads and stop making these mistakes.
Yeah, there have been a ton of penalties, that is for sure.
Yeah.
And again, the defense has played. Defense has played good. I mean, obviously, shutting Portville out so far. As soon as they say that, they're going to score on the last play, an untimed down of the first half. But
wouldn't that be something? After as long as this quarter took, and now it's out, and they still have a chance to score.
Well, then they'll have a shot at the extra point too. If they score, they're either going to kick or go for 2. So.
Looks like they'll go 2 wide to either side. Running back to the left of the quarterback who's in the shotgun. That's Carter. Carter waits for the snap. There it is. He's going to look to throw. Fires. Has a man. And it's going to be a touchdown. Portville is in for the touchdown.
Jeez, oh, man.
And again, it is the same player that I was talking about, Kingston Locks.
What an interesting play. I thought that was pass interference on us. Looked like our defensive back was very aggressive, and it's really tough to see from this vantage point in the near corner of the end zone. But everybody seemed to think he scored. Apparently he did. Now they're going to
line up for the extra point, yeah. So it could tie the game here if they can make this. Wolfpack going to go heavy pressure to the right side of the formation. Here's the snap. The pressure almost gets there, but the extra point is good, and it's 7-7 at half.
Jeez.
And how about that, Doc? That was the craziest end of a half.
It was.
4 minutes of that half was insane.
Yeah, that had to be like a 65-yard drive. It was more than that. They started like at the 15.
Yep.
An 85-yard drive in 4 minutes. But
with an offense that didn't look like they could move the ball other than run between the tackles, and all of a sudden they just turned into a passing team.
Yep.
Well, the adventure continues here in Bolivar after this break, and a word from our sponsor here in the 98.9 Sports Stream. We'll come back with a halftime show momentarily. 7-7 is your score here at halftime on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. Stay tuned. The Corry Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up shortly.
WHYP-LP Corry.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 Music.
You are the only exception. You are only exception.
And this is Channel 98.9 Music.
So who the hell am I to expect a savior? Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor. But God, I need a
Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I do the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Bob Stye. I host the Grunge Garage. We take you back to the 1990s with all your favorite alternative and Britpop songs. I know you missed these songs, and you got them all with me. Plus, once an hour, we do mandatory Morrissey and a salute to my favorite, sad but mighty lyrical god. The Grunge Garage with me, Bob Stye. It's a trip to the 1990s, and you're going to love it. Check it out every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight right here on Channel 98.9.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fencing.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant in Clymer, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman, First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown, 716-450-08 847. Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama. TroyersGreenhouse.com. Catby Farms in Clymer, 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting, the right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to a pop concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I'll have a soft pretzel. Or B, just roll with it.
Justin! OMG! I love you, Justin! I love you! You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Angela Morton. I help bring awareness of drug and alcohol issues to rural areas. Let's talk about addiction. Did you know addiction is a medical condition that is treatable? Using drugs or alcohol changes your brain, and treatment can help people recover from addiction. If you or someone you know are struggling with drugs or alcohol or wonder if you might be addicted, help is available even if you don't have insurance. It's your life and your decision. It just starts with a phone call. Call 1-800-662-HELP and ask about treatment options in your area. This message is brought to you by Channel 98.9, Corry's Radio Alternative.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is often laced into illicit drugs and used to make fake versions of prescription pills. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it. Suppliers mix fentanyl into their products because it's potent and cheap, and the dealer might not even know. Keep yourself and others safe by knowing the real deal on fentanyl. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Dave W. Phillips along with my sidekicks Taryn McKenna. We have a new show here on Channel 98.9. It's called Studio B. Indie alternative music, SoCal style. Studio B is new, cutting-edge music from up-and-coming artists or artists you may not have heard of before. Studio B, Sundays at 7 p.m. right here on Channel 98.9, Corry's Radio Alternative.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 music. And this is Channel 98.9 music. Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
Thanks for tuning in to CSP Wolfpack Football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream, powered by Lictus Oil and Propane. The halftime show is a presentation of the Corry Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back into the 98.9 Sports Stream. I'm Josh Hosier alongside Doc Duink, and this is the Corry Federal Credit Union halftime show. Doc, a 7-7 ball game here in Bolivar. What did you see in the first half?
Well, it was just a strange first half of football. Again, the first quarter was well played, few penalties, and the second quarter was absolutely the antithesis of that. And to think that Portville was going to score, and we figured that had to be an 85-yard drive with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter to tie the game. We have to be second-guessing ourselves here because we dominated the entire first half on both sides of the ball until that last drive.
And Doc, looking at the breakdown here again, as we talked about in the pregame, CSP, it's really simple. Win and you're in the Section 6 playoffs. Portville, though, they're not out of it yet, and they still got some fight in them for sure. They win tonight, and some other things go their way. Salamanca beating Chautauqua Lake being one of them, and you never know. They could sneak their way into that Section 6 playoff.
Yeah, there's no quit in this Portville bunch either. I mean, they really had the short end of the stick for 1 3/4 of the first half. But that last possession, that last 4 minutes, they marched the ball down the field. Nice mix of rushing the football and passing the football, and they were able to score on an untimed down. How often do you see that? Like next to never. But I guess there's a first time for everything.
And the play call. Screen pass.
Yeah. Very, very excellent use of the timeouts from Portville. I think they called a timeout with 8 seconds to go, and then they called a timeout with 2 seckons to go. And, that's...
We thought they were wasting time back at the 50 and the 40-yard line, but
they were.
It worked out for them.
It was. They went, there was a critical fourth down. I mean, it was 4th and 5 on their own 20-yard line, and they went for it, and they made it. They rushed the ball for 10 or 12 yards.
We really thought that was a strange call at that point in the game.
Yep.
You'd held them to only 7. You punted it there, and you probably went into half 7-0, but they were pretty determined, and they did. They marched the distance, as you said. So we'll start this second half tied at 7. Adam Rowe to kick off for the Panthers. Deep for the Wolfpack is Burchanowski, Beckerink, and looks like Pearson's. Going to be a short kick fielded by Horton. Horton up to the 40, Horton up to the 43. He drug the pile forward. Nice little return there by Michael Horton.
Yeah, big kid. I mean, he's got to go a couple 100 pounds, and certainly an excellent kicker of the football, but made a nice run on that kickoff return. Really nice field position for CSP to start the second half.
Interesting timing for Michael Horton, Doc. We were talking about him during the break, and number 11 being helped off the field for the Panthers, Simon Carlton. He's a wide receiver defensive back for them, so keep an eye on that. Maybe a change at the defensive back position. Wolfpack may try to take a shot. I'll get back to Horton in a second as the Wolfpack break their huddle. They're going to start at the 43-yard line. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right. That's the wide side. 1 to the left. They'll bring a man across the formation, and there's another flag. Talon Pearson's very confused by that flag.
Jeez.
Persons was like, I didn't do anything wrong, and they called it on the offensive line, not on him. So, so the Wolfpack going to get backed up to start their first drive. So back to Michael Horton. You and I were just talking about basketball season being right around the corner, and Michael being the one of the stars of the Panama team this year after last year's state championship run, and how big of a kid he is and how hard he runs, and he can drive the paint. Does the same thing on the football field. Nice to see him get a chance to show it a little bit there, as his touches have really been limited offensively.
Yeah, big shoulders, big husky guy, but likes to handle the basketball and is a good basketball player.
White looks to throw, fires one deep down the right side, showing off the gun, and there's pass interference.
Hey, turnabout, fair play. If they're going to call 2 or 3 PIs on us, it's nice to get one on them, and threw the ball into double coverage. Can't really say I like that choice, but the ball was a little bit underthrown, and the defender prevented the receiver from coming back and having a chance to catch it. And it was a good call. And again, there's going to be that
33
penalty.
yards, the distance, that throw. But like you said, they're not going to get 33 yards thanks to the way the penalties are marked off in high school football. Instead, they'll get 10 and a first down.
Well, and to harken back to, I think it was the Salamanca game when we had 2 dead ball 5-yard penalties and did not get a first down.
Maybe the strangest refereeing moments I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, and we did on that 10-yard penalty get a first down. So, I mean, and these are turfed fields, so it's not
correction,
like...
it was a 15-yarder because the play before that CSP got backed up 5 yards, so...
Yeah, well, so
it's a 15-yarder, but it still worked
still
out.
A first down.
Still got the first down, so they marked it off correctly.
Right. Yep.
So give this crew some credit. After we were a little confused with a few things in the first half, they got that right now. There's a lot of debate.
Exactly. They're having a conference as we...
Giving them a pat on the back, and they're going to talk about it.
Yep.
11:50 to play here in the third quarter. 7-7 ball game. CSP with that penalty go on to the Portville side of the field here. And going to move the ball back a quarter of a yard, and we'll get ready to go.
It is 1st and 10, though. That's the main thing.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to his left. He's going to look to throw to that side. He does. He's got Eining up at the 40, the 35, the 30, down to the 25.
Nice.
The 20, he makes one man miss, down to the 10, down to the 5 where he's drug out of bounds. Cam Eining on a mission.
Yeah, what a terrific pass, what a terrific catch. And there was a terrific block from a CSP wideout.
Yeah, Burchanowski.
Yeah, and he just did the smart thing. It was just like setting a pick or a screen in basketball where he didn't get his hands out, so where he didn't have to call a penalty. The kid didn't let the kid turn around and hit him in the back. Just really a great block by Gavin Burchanowski.
Wolfpack right back to the line, 3 wide to the wide side. That's the right. White takes a look to the left. There's the snap. He'll roll to the right now. Looking to throw. Fires. Has a man. And touchdown Wolfpack. Cam Eining once again.
Hey, what a renaissance as a receiver for this kid. I don't know how many balls he caught last year, but I bet it wasn't very many. But he has really developed into a top flight wide receiver for this year's CSP.
Yeah, we mostly saw him at linebacker last year. Right? We didn't really see him on offense a whole lot. You're right, though. Cam Eining gets the pack on the board here to get the second half underway. Here comes Horton for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick, and Horton makes it 14-7. How about that?
Yeah,
this game just keeps surprising you, Doc. There's a lot of strange things happening, but it's a 14-7 Wolfpack lead with 11:35 to play in the third quarter.
Well, maybe Coach Bodemer chewed the Wolfpack out the way that first half ended. Chewed him a new eye hole, and they came out smoking here in the first possession of the second half. Really a terrific pass from Carson White to Eining. That was the bulk of that drive. And, they're certainly playing with some enthusiasm. And, they need to win this game. This is a winnable game. And Portville's a good team. But still, I think we're a little bit better and should be able to get this victory tonight.
Wolfpack ready to kick it away as Horton gets his kick team ready to go here. And, Doc, do you think high school is going to go to the kind of kickoff we see in the NFL? Do you see that coming in the future?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it really works in the NFL because of the high-impact collisions. Those guys are so big and so fast and so strong. It's a little different situation. I don't see a ton of injuries on kickoffs at the high school level like there was in the NFL. So, I would say no, but I certainly wouldn't be against it.
Nice kick from Horton. Fielded at the 8, makes one man miss. There's a flag as he's drugged down at the 12-yard line, or 22-yard line. And it looks like it's going to be a holding, at least the initial indication, against Portville.
Wow, there have been a ton of flags in this game.
Is that a spot foul too, Doc? Yeah. So that should put him back inside the 20.
Yeah. Field position has really been in our favor. I mean, other than that big 85-yard drive at the end of the second quarter, the whole half has been played in CSP's half of the field.
Interesting, they're marking it off way over on the far sideline. I don't know if I've seen a crew mark it off way over there, almost against the sideline completely. Yeah. He's standing right on the edge.
Yeah, it really is.
I guess there's hash marks over there. He could see exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, there's marks on both sidelines. It's a terrific field. It's just absolutely fabulous.
Backing them up even more than they did initially. Back inside the 10 to the 7-yard line, 6-yard line, Doc. 1st and 10 at the 6.5 for the Panthers. Big chance for the CSP defense here.
Well, again, this is a really tough spot for the Portville offense to start, deep in their own half of the field.
Carter under center, the give to the right side. Going to get through the initial line and up to the 15 before being brought down there. Looks like Beckerink on the tackle, Blake Beckerink.
Yeah, that solves that being backed up against your own goal line with a nice 15-yard run from Portville.
They got solid blocking at the point of attack from their guard and from their fullback, and that opened the hole up, and they were able to push Mason Groders and Matthew Redlecki away from the ball. And Wolfpack has changed something up here on the defensive line. They have Groders on the same side as Matthew Redlecki, and they put Troy Chambers on the far side with Daniel Redlecki. So a little change on the defensive line, a little wrinkle from Coach Bodemer. Carter under center. Give to the right side. They got room to run there. Going to have the first down, and he's up past the 20 before being brought down by the Wolfpack. And the Wolfpack are signaling they have the football again. This is like an every third play thing where they pop up and say, hey, we can cause the fumble. It's ours.
Yeah.
But the ground caused it, or the whistle blew first, one or the other, and first down Portville. 10:36 to play in the third quarter. Portville up to their own 20. And I mentioned, 2 sophomores on that starting defensive line today, and then the secondary kind of loaded up with the older players. And that's kind of how the Wolfpack has worked over the years. They've always kind of rotated the younger guys in the middle, and seems to work pretty well for them.
Well, our defense has played really well the entire night, the entire year, actually.
Portville again in the heavy set. Going to have 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver, 2 backs. Carter under center. He'll hand it off to the left side with a little bit of room, and the Wolfpack get there, and what a nice play in the backfield. Who was that at the point of attack? Brian Gomez. Got the legs and did not let go.
He has really developed into a fine linebacker here in the C's this year. Really nice blocking fullback on offense and a linebacker on defense. He's just been one of our best players.
And tough for these seniors that they had to go up to C this year as a punishment for winning a state championship, basically. But if you're a junior or you're a sophomore on this team, you got to be excited going back to the D's next year. They were undefeated as a JV squad last year, and all of them, the juniors and sophomores who play, have shown quite the ability to impact the outcome of a football game. Question will be, who's playing quarterback for CSP? Waiting for the snap. There it is. Fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, does Carter. He'll let one loose down the middle of the field, and it is caught, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And, they could have had pass interference again there on the Wolfpack.
Yep, for sure. And they threw into double coverage. The kid was pretty well defended, really, if not interfered with. But he went up strong for the ball. And
35-yard completion.
Yeah, just was a Hail Mary.
And it's up to the 46 of the Wolfpack. And Beckerink and Burchanowski both there. Burchanowski actually put hands on the receiver before the ball came, so that would have been pass interference had it not been caught. I think the ref just didn't bother once the ball was caught. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
And I would think Johnny Abers would have a great chance to be quarterback next year.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, he's...
hard to think. It's easy to forget about him because he's hurt right now, but Johnny played quarterback quite a bit. Wow, he fell forward about 7 yards on that play.
Was that the ball carrier?
Player. Looks like that's where they're going to spot the ball.
Oh, my goodness.
Gain of 9 on the play. Strange little fall there. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Yeah, it was.
Tailback got a nice second effort nonetheless.
It was like a triple jump. It was like a hop, a skip, and a jump, and all of a sudden he gained 9 yards.
Yeah, I don't mean to forget Johnny Abers, but with him being injured, it is easy to overlook him a little bit. He does play a lot of quarterback, had played in JV and other spots, and has been Carson White's backup until going down with the injury. So it's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Panthers. 7:55 to play here in the third quarter. On the Wolfpack side of the field now, down to the 37-yard line. There's the snap, a handoff to the left side. Oh, no, he's going to fake it and go to the right. He's going to get all the way to the edge. The Wolfpack let him get to the edge, and a big hit at the 30 knocks him out of bounds. Matthew Redlecki with that big hit. But enough for a Panther first down again, Doc.
That was really nifty ball handling from Portville. They're clever with the ball fake. First man through, second man through, and then the quarterback kept the ball, and we almost had him, but just couldn't quite pin him to the sideline.
And the Wolfpack, good pursuit team. Like you said, they're fast to the ball, but in that case, they were fast to the wrong guys, and then they had to play from behind there, and that's what allowed them to get that first down.
Yeah, they're in 4-down territory now, too, from the CSP 30-yard line.
Yep, 1st and 10 at the 37, 41 to play in the third quarter. It's 14-7 CSP. Heavy set for Portville, 2 tight ends in the game and a fullback. Handoff to the left side with room down through the hole inside the 20, and down to about the 18-yard line goes number 28, Jake Ziegler.
Yeah, and this is reminiscent of the first 4 plays of the game. Portville is responding to the CSP's first score of the third quarter in a very, very positive fashion of march the ball down the field. A couple nice passes and a number of nice runs.
And they chew the clock, don't they? All the way down in 7 minutes to play here in the quarter.
Yeah, they definitely shorten the game with this rushing attack.
Ball at the 19, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 2 tight ends, fullback in the game. There's the snap. Give to the left side. Again, nice hole there, and they're going to get to the second level, gain of about 6. And again, it's Jake Ziegler on the carry for the Panthers.
Yeah, they're just very happy chewing up 2, 3, 4 yards on every carry at this.
If you can get 4, 5, 6 yards on a carry, I mean, you just keep running the ball.
Absolutely.
So 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. Down to the 14-yard line now in the red zone. And again, heavy set, 2 tight ends. 3 backs in the backfield this time, Doc.
It's like the old power eye.
That looks like Clymer football from the 70s.
Yeah, thank you.
There's the snap, the give to the left side, hit in the backfield, and that one goes nowhere. Daniel Rudlecki.
Needed that.
And looks like it was also Toby Watson from his linebacker position.
Yeah, we needed a stop for no gain or maybe even a loss of a yard on the play. But, again, we shot the gap, and they were unable to block all the white hats that were there, and great play for CSP.
Watch Toby Watson. He's all the way on the left side. Then he moves to the right side. Now he's a nose tackle. The guy never stops moving pre-snap. There's the handoff to the right side. Notice a quarterback keeper to the left. He'll get towards the edge. 2 flags come in, and the Wolfpack gobble him up for no gain. And I think those flags are going to be holding on that far side.
That's got to be a hold, trying to hook the defensive end.
There it is.
Yeah.
And the defensive end on that far side, Mason Groders, he was our player of the game just the last 2 weeks ago, and showing why he earned that honor a couple weeks ago. He's a handful out there as a sophomore at the defensive end position.
Yep, really nice frame, long arms, long legs, a rangy kid, and certainly has had another sophomore that's had a great season for the Wolfpack.
Wolfpack have changed their defensive front now to a 5-man front, and this is not something we've seen from them really all year, but they got to stop this Portville running attack.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, have 5 down linemen instead of 4, 3 linebackers instead of 4, so definitely a more run prevention-oriented defense.
As soon as we say that, they go to 5 linebacker look. 4 down linemen, 5 linebackers. And Watson moving all over again. There's the snap. Going to be a pitch to the right side. Wolfpack are all over it, and Red Lecky is there. Halfback pass is completed, and they'll score, and Red Lecky's incensed that he was held on that play. Matthew Red Lecky was basically tackled in the backfield, and now there's a flag in the end zone.
That's got maybe excess celebration. Well, I'll tell you, that was really a well-designed play. That as much as Portville rushes the football, they essentially fake a sweep. The tailback drops back, and our defensive backs come up to play the run because that's what they're primarily doing all night long, and the receiver was open. Touchdown Portville, so big extra point.
This penalty can either be enforced on the extra point or the ensuing kickoff, correct, Doc?
I don't know what the penalty was.
He ran over to the CSP sideline to ask what they wanted to do.
Well, I'll tell you, as critical as this extra point is, I would be moving them back.
Yeah, make it hard for a kicker, make them have to try to go for 2 here. And they will. On sportsmanlike conduct, backing out 15 yards.
Wow. Yeah, I wonder if that was like an excess celebration thing.
Yeah, I didn't see what the flag was on. Could have been taunting. Certainly Again, I believe it was the Kingston Laux who scored on that play, and he's the one who scored at the other end at the end of the first half as well.
And they're going to try to kick this. This is
36-yarder, Doc?
25, 35, 42.
42-yard extra point.
Yeah.
And it's nearly blocked. And it's close. It's good.
Oh, what a kick.
Wow.
Give that kid credit.
Wow.
That was a tough kick.
Adam Rowe.
Yep. Wow, 14-14.
And that was impressive. That impressed me for sure.
Well, I can't believe it wasn't blocked. I mean, we had somebody in there that certainly could have blocked that, but he got the kick off, and to his credit, what a ball game, 14-14. 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns, and only 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Reset it all again.
Yeah.
We're still playing for a playoff berth. 14-14. And when you go to the sideline after that and you're a little frustrated, you give up that long drive and a touchdown, all that clock get wasted. If you're Dave Bodemer or you're Greg White trying to get your team back in order, hey guys, it's 0-0.
Yeah.
It's just go win what's left.
Yeah.
It's 0-0. We got the ball. Go win what's left.
Hey, I'm a little bit concerned. The point of attack, the way that Portville rushes the football, that over 3.5, 4 quarters, our defensive line is going to be plumb tuckered out. Every play, there's big hits and big one-on-one battles, and Portville has gotten the best of that most of the night.
You're right, and we'll see if the Wolfpack try to start subbing in some different guys here on that defensive front. Here comes the kickoff. Rose kick in the air. Going to bounce and be muffed at the 21. Burchanowski going to scoop it at the 15. He's up to the 20 and the 25, and Burchanowski makes something out of a big mistake there. And I believe it was Beckrink who muffed it initially, and then Burchanowski went and picked it up.
Yeah, that could have been huge. That is a live football, and the oblong shape of that orb bounces right, left, up, down, sideways. Really tough to predict. We're very fortunate that we came out of that with the ball and actually with halfway decent field position.
First and 10 at the 24. And a 14-14 ball game, as we mentioned, Doc. And I don't really know what's going to happen next. This game has given me no, trend lines to kind of follow. Wolfpack come out with 3 wide to the wide side. That's the left. Wide receiver to the right. Fakes the handoff. He'll roll to the left side. Now he'll flip it out there to Talon Persons. Persons will get a gain of about 3 on the play. Brought down real hard by number 9, and he's not on their roster, so I don't know who he is for Portville.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting play there. I mean, Talon was wide open, but the Portville defense closed quickly for a minimal gain on the play.
And so 2nd and 6 now for the Pack. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Whitney to the right. There's the snap. Fakes the give to Whitney. He'll fire one. He has his man. It's Einink up to the 45 and the 50 before he's brought down.
Well, Cam Einink again, throwing the ball over the middle to him is really a great option. He's got to be 6'2", and strong as an ox. Carson made a really fine throw. Cam made a great catch, and we crossed the 50-yard line, and the offense is definitely picking it up here in the second half.
And Wolfpack quick to the ball after that 25-yard gain. Right back on the line of scrimmage, even before the chain gang is ready. White in the shotgun again. He'll take the snap. He'll roll to his right. He's going to run it himself. He'll get 5, and he's going to just wait for his blocker. They're really patient run by Carson White. He'll get a first down for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, he made a great play. Again, that trailing running back, that's almost like the old option play that we used to see so much, that once he thinks he's going to go down or the defender commits to him, then he pitches the ball to the trailing tailback. But he kept it on his own, and it was a great choice.
And in that case, Carson's like, go block for me, and Sawyer went and hit somebody. White right back on the ball. 3 wide to the left now. He'll drop back to pass. Looking to that left side. Fires one up. He has Burchanowski. And just a little underthrown for Gavin. That could have been dangerous. Gavin was wide open, streaking towards the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely had a couple, 3 steps on the defender, and that slightly underthrown ball, I thought it might even be intercepted, but certainly glad it didn't. And
don't mind the shot there, though, either. Do you, Doc?
No, not really.
A couple running plays and then take a shot. I mean, he had success over the middle with Einink, and try and get Burchanowski involved on the edge is a good idea. 3:50 to play here in the third quarter, Doc.
Yeah, and I think that, we're pretty much borderline in 4-down territory here anyway, so taking a shot for the end zone was a good choice.
They'll go 3 wide to the wide side. That's the left. White waits for the snap. He has Whitney to that same side. Persons across the formation to the right. Fires. Burchanowski make the wide receiver screen. Up to the 30 and the 25 where he's brought down, and it's going to be, should be another CSP first down.
Yeah, it's got to be a first down. That would have to be a terrible spot if we don't get a first down out of it, but we will. We run that wide receiver screen, and when you can get 2 blocks out of the one guy that doesn't catch the ball, that is a recipe for a successful play. Very well executed by the Wolfpack.
And the other bet you're making there is that your receiver is going to make at least one man miss.
Right.
Burchanowski's going to do that probably 90% of the time. White again in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Looks to throw to his right. Fires. Has a man down the seam, and he hits him. It's Cam Einink, I believe, for another CSP touchdown.
What a great football game. Back and forth. We've had 3 possessions here, and pretty much a defensive-oriented first half, 7-7 for crying out loud. But then we come out here in the second half and have 3 possessions and 3 scores. And I don't want to put the jinx on Bigfoot Horton here, but we've had 4 consecutive successful extra point kicks. 1 from 42 yards.
Horton waits for the snap. He's got that short stride, only a few steps away from his holder. 2 steps, and he puts it up, and it's through the posts. No good. I thought that one was right down Main Street, Doc.
Well, I thought he got a big foot into it, too. But, 20-14, those extra points are going to be huge.
Jinxed him.
Yeah, I did. That's exactly what I did.
And
that's on me.
2014, 3:30 to play in the third quarter. Quick word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned, Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
Welcome back to Bolivar, New York. The Wolfpack up 20-14 with 3:30 to play in the third quarter as they prepare to kick off to the Panthers. And Doc, now it's become a battle of which defense is going to make a stop.
Yeah, really, it's been 3 possessions and 3 scores. Well, let's hope that CSP gets the first stop of the third quarter.
Horton ready to kick it away. Another nice kick from Horton, going to bounce at about the 20, fielded at about the 12, up to the 20 and the 25, makes a man miss, gets to the 20, almost to the 30, 29-yard line, and brought down there by the Wolfpack's number 34, Max White.
Yeah, excellent kickoff coverage there. Max White, certainly not the biggest guy in the field, but when it comes to energy and enthusiasm, he is number 1.
And I've seen Max give some punishing hits at the JV level. He really is not afraid of contact, even though he's one of the smaller guys. He'll go right at you.
Yeah, a long lineage of good football players in that family. Grandpa Dale was terrific as an offensive lineman. Dad, Travis, was an offensive lineman and a linebacker, and Max is following in their footsteps and really doing a nice job.
Carter in the shotgun, 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. So now after all the running, now they're going to come up in a passing formation. We've only seen Portville in the shotgun maybe a half dozen times today. They'll audible now, move the running back to the left side. There's the snap. He'll give it to that running back and hit in the hole, brought down by Matthew Redlecki.
Yeah.
Going to be a 6-yard gain, though.
Yeah, but that was really well executed. And, again, I am concerned about the second half of the fourth quarter. As much play as that this defensive line has been put through so far in this game. It's just a constant pounding.
And now they go to the 5 defensive linemen here. Mason Weber in, and there goes, a really nice rush, but the running back gets past it. Ziegler going to get to the edge, and he'll get tripped up after a gain of about 20 on the play. They had 4 men in the backfield, Doc. They almost blew that thing up, and they just missed them.
Yep, and that is the danger of attacking the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage, that if he happens to get by 1 or 2 or 3 of those guys, you just don't have enough people in the second and third levels. But again, Portville, they're showing a lot of game here. Every time they're behind, they respond with a touchdown, and CSP's going to have to shore up this defense.
They're going to go with that 5-man front again. So they have, as you mentioned, they're probably a little tired on that defensive front. They brought some different guys in. Mason Weber in there right now. And again, they have the 51 of Toby Watson up playing nose tackle with that 5-man defensive front. Power offense from Portville again. They run to the left side, hitting the hole. He's going to go forward for a couple. Now second effort, he'll get almost to a first down.
Yeah, that's just tired tackling. Again, we have 2-3 guys on the ball carrier, but the kid runs hard, and we're just not as crisp with our tackles as we were in the first quarter. We have another quarter and a half to go.
That time on the carry, I believe it was Liam Gadley on the carry, or it was James Gleason. One of those two. As the normal ball carrier, Jake Ziegler, was on the sideline. So great second effort from RB2 or RB3 there from Portville.
Fresh legs.
1:37 to play in the third quarter. They have 2nd and 1 at the 34. Again, 2 tight ends, 3 backs in the backfield. There's the snap, give to the left side, and they'll have the first down.
Yeah, that's all they were trying to do is get the first down. They needed a yard, and they got 2.
This is, we mentioned earlier, and I kind of joked when I said it. It looked like watching Clymer in the 70s, but this, 3 backs in the backfield, 2 tight ends just running in between the tackles, nothing fancy, maybe pulling a guard, maybe. That's it. That's this offense until they decide to throw their passing package in and then air it out. And they can do that a little bit too.
And it's been quietly effective. I mean, they had a big, important completion in their last touchdown drive, and certainly the pass completion at the end of the first half. I mean, we were ahead the whole half until the last untimed play of the half, and they ended up tying the game.
Portville breaks their huddle. Now 2 backs in the backfield, tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the right. Quarterback under center. There's the snap. He gives to the right side. Nice hole there. And another gain of about 8.
Yeah, it's the same old story. Nothing fancy there. Just really good blocking at the point of attack. And we are tuckered out. And we have another whole quarter to go.
Yeah, this has been a long drive by the Panthers.
And their first one was too.
And it looks like they're going to bring a fresh ball out. Clock down to 30 seconds here in the third quarter. 2014 CSP. And it's 2nd and about 3 for the Panthers. They break the huddle. Going to come out with 2 receivers to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. Carter takes the snap, handoff to the left side. Another hole, another first down. And down inside the 15 to the 14 go the Panthers.
Boy, they are just ripping off positive yardage here, play after play after play. Very workmanlike, very efficient offense, and that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. CSP's ahead 20-14, but maybe not for long.
We head to the 4th and final quarter here on the 98.9 Sports Stream right after this message from our sponsors.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, now at their new location, 126 West Smith Street in Corry. They offer residential and light commercial new services as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and well conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
Friday night lights in Allegheny County. That sounds strange, Doc, on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Well, we drove the entire east to west width of Chautauqua County, the entire east to west width of Cattaraugus County, and into Allegheny County for this game tonight. And it has been a treat. It's just been evenly played, good plays on both teams. Just been a treat. But I am really concerned about the physical nature of this game, and we have a whole quarter to go, and Portville is threatening to score as we speak.
And the Wolfpack just ran 70 yards to get to their spot on the field. The entire defensive line did, so not exactly the way to start the fourth quarter either, but we'll see what happens here. And again, Portville going to come out with the tight ends, the fullback, 2 wide to the left. The snap, the give to the left side. They got room to run inside the 10, inside the 5, and down to the 1-yard line.
Boy, it's just same old story, play after play. It's going to be really tough. Ball's going to be on the 1-yard line, I think. Really tough for us to stop them, given the nature of this.
Jake Ziegler again on the carry. He continues to carry the load for the Portville, Bolivar, Richburg, Cuba, Rushford Panthers.
That is a mouthful.
PCRBR. All right, first and goal. 2014 CSP. Portville trying to tie this thing up. There's the snap. Carter gives to his fullback, and he's in for the touchdown.
Tie game. Big extra point.
And there's another flag after the touchdown, Doc.
Jeez. Going to make him kick another 42-yard extra point.
And you got to start wondering at what point.
Right.
What are we doing here? Is this the same player?
Well, that was exactly what I was going to say. I mean, you only get 2 of those and you're out.
Unsportsmanlike on Portville once again.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You had offsides on CSP and unsportsmanlike on Portville? Unsportsmanlike on both teams offset, according to the stadium announcers here.
Well,
so a shove and another shove, more likely than not. So a chance to take the lead here for Portville.
This would be their first lead on the night.
They line up for the extra point now. Wolfpack overloading that right side once again. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it's blocked.
Yeah.
The Wolfpack get there at the most important time.
The Portville kicker has a big leg, but he takes like 2 or 3 choppy little steps to get momentum to kick the thing.
There's a flag, Doc.
Yeah, of course there is.
Looking for a signal here. They're going to get roughing the kicker. I've not seen a signal yet. CSP sideline not happy, I don't think. And the Portville sideline doesn't seem happy either.
What in the world is going on here?
It's against CSP. Is that a leverage call, Doc?
I don't know. It looked like a
They're going to kick it again. And they call it a personal foul against CSP.
Yeah, it looked like a personal foul mechanic, and now they're going to go for 2.
That might not be the right call here.
Well, as effectively as they have rushed the football on this drive.
That is true.
They're at the 1.5, I guess. The one thing they haven't done is a quarterback sneak all night long, but they like to get that running back a couple steps of momentum.
3 backs behind the quarterback. Watch how he takes his snap. He's down on a knee when he takes the snap. Technically, he's down. And the handoff to the left side, going to get there, and the 2-point conversion is good.
Jeez. Their first lead of the night.
And to the PA fans out there, even though Corry's off tonight, lots of things happening in District 10 football. One thing I see, Cathedral Prep in big trouble with Farrell tonight, getting beaten pretty badly, pretty handily. Cathedral Prep set to miss the playoffs, Doc, for the first time since 2007.
Wow.
That hasn't happened in a long time.
They play a murderous schedule as a general rule.
Yeah, and they typically have a free pass to the playoffs because there's nobody else at their size in District 10 because they typically play like a 5A schedule. But unfortunately for them, they haven't acquired enough points to advance. And the PIAA has put into place a points requirement if you have a free pass. And if you basically don't play anybody or you lose all your games, it doesn't mean you automatically get to go.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened to them this year.
Well, this is gut check time for CSP. First time all night long, 3+ quarters. CSP is behind 22-20, and Portville certainly has the momentum here in the second half.
And I almost feel like I don't have any idea what's going to happen next, Doc, because
we're going to have
teams marched right down the field there.
Yep. Yeah, there's been 4 possessions and 4 scores.
And there's the kick. An attempted onside kick got through that initial line. Fielded by the Wolfpack at the 22. Up to the 30, the 35. Going to get past some men up to the 40. And then a man falls on his head there, and they're looking for a late call there, and they don't get it. And Talon Persons, a nice return.
Well, I'll tell you, if that same hit was on the far sideline where the CSP coaching staff is, they would have been livid over no call. But Portville, good fortune on the near sideline where they are, and it was a 50-50 flag. But
I think the player was tripped. I don't think he just dropped on the runner's head.
Yep,
but
agreed. But we've had 4 possessions and 4 scores, so that means we're going to have 5 possessions and 5 scores.
Carson White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the left, which is the wide side of the field. He has Whitney to that side as well. The snap gives it to Whitney up the middle. Whitney with room to run up to the 45, and he runs into his own man at the 48, and that's where he's brought down. And he might have had a few more there if he wouldn't have ran into his own blocker.
And he might have fallen forward for the first down, but it's going to be right on the yard line. I think that's a first down.
How about that, Doc? That was the Colton Hamilton choo-choo train as he pushed his defensive player 10 yards downfield.
Yeah, Sawyer's really running hard tonight.
When they watch tape on Monday of that, Colton Hamilton better get an attaboy from the coaching staff. 1st and 10 for the Pack at the middle of the field. The snap to White, a low one. He reels it in. He'll take off to the left. He's got room to run. He's up to the 45. He'll make a move towards the sideline and get hit there at the sideline. And it's going to be about a 7 or 8 yard gain for Carson White. And dangerously almost a late hit there from Portville.
Yeah, absolutely. I just thought we might see some yellow laundry on the field there. But Carson made a great choice, and he has really been running the ball with authority. Yeah, the first down marker thought it was a first down. Going. It's not even close.
10:37 to play. 2nd and 2 for the Wolfpack at the 42. The give. White rolls to his right. He'll flip it out there, incomplete. And that was dangerous. Almost not a forward pass.
Right. And, if the Portville defensive back or linebacker happened to be blitzing on that play, that could turn into a pick 6 pretty fast. Not a real fan of that play. That required a tremendous amount of timing and for Carson to, fake and then
it's almost like a weird wide receiver screen
option. It was. Yes.
Because he can run it or he can toss it. But he flips it like a shovel pass. Here's the snap, the give to Whitney, and he's going to lose ground on the play. Breaks a tackle and gets back to the 45. But it's going to be a loss of 3 for for Sawyer Whitney. Give him credit. He turned a really bad thing into a kind of bad thing.
Right. Yeah, it certainly wasn't on Sawyer. Portville had that play diagnosed right from the get-go. They blitzed the linebacker, and Sawyer was going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a 2 or 3 yard loss, but turned it into essentially no gain. But this is
big play here.
This is big here.
4th and 5, down 2, 22-20. Portville leads. 9:55 to play in the 4th quarter, and timeout CSP.
Whew. Yeah, this is huge. Don't know if they were going to just try to draw Portville offsides on a hard count, which would probably get him a first down, although that's really close. Really close.
It's exactly 5
yards. Yeah, exactly. It's really close. And it looks, and so whether they're going to try to do that or whether they're going to come out with something clever out of this timeout, sometimes out of a timeout is a great time to run something like a screen pass or something a little bit more fanciful because everybody's on the same page of the playbook. But this is huge. If we're not going to kick the ball 4th and 5, there's 9 minutes, 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. A ton of time left. If we can get the first down, it's a great call.
Kicking here is a hard call because Portville's running the ball all over you.
Yeah, very true. Yep.
But turning it over at the 45 is not a good situation either. Tough call for Coach Bodemer and his team. The Section 6 playoffs on the line for the Wolfpack. They'll break the huddle, come out with the offense.
What is going on now?
A conversation with the far side officials. And everyone seems very confused.
Everybody in the press box is confused. Myself leading the pack.
So our head official coming back to the middle to tell everybody else what to do. I think they did a ball change and something else happened as well. He was having a conversation over there, and now we're ready to go. All right, 4th and a long 5 for the Wolfpack. There's the snap. gives it to Whitney up the middle. Whitney going to get there, first down.
What a job from Sawyer Whitney. Decently blocked at the point of attack, but Sawyer was able to squirt through what little he had to make an incredibly important first down.
And the Wolfpack fans make their presence known here. One thing interesting about this beautiful complex, Doc, is all the seating here on the home sideline.
Yes. And there's a lot of seating.
It didn't look like it when I looked at it on Google Maps. I'm like, man, they got a small grandstand.
Yeah.
It's big. There's quite a bit of room here.
Yep, plenty of room for the fans that are here.
Whitney up the middle again. He's going to plunge forward with another first down for Sawyer.
Jeez.
Now all of a sudden CSP runs the ball like Portville has been.
Absolutely. And Sawyer's a scat back and shifty and nifty and has quick feet, whereas Portville just brings brawn and might and strength. So really a nice dichotomy here. And
I'll wait for the chain gang to catch up to the rest of the game here. 9:16 on the clock, and now they're going to stop that clock because the chain gang was not set.
Yeah, that fourth down carry was huge.
Couple nice carries right in a row there for Sawyer, and he's trying to will his team back towards the lead here. Here we go. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. They give to Whitney on the left side. He'll have a nice block in front of him. Gets to the corner. First down and more up inside the 20. And how about that? Sawyer Whitney once again.
Far sideline, scampering down. Big gain on the play. You just wonder where he stepped out of bounds. That's the next thing.
Looks like the 11, Doc.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And the rain coming down now here in Portville.
And we have a flag, and I think that's a hold on us.
Oh, block in the back on the Wolfpack on that nice 20-yard rush by Whitney. Keeping an eye on our camera outside. It's got an umbrella over it, so this rain could be problematic for us.
The Mary Poppins camera. Boy, that's a huge penalty.
That one really hurts.
Jiminy crickets.
All the way back out to the 39-yard line. So it's 1st and 20 for the Wolfpack.
Well, at least we're sure that we're in 4-down territory, so we get 5 or 6 a clip, and we're going to have a first down.
And somebody wants a clarification on the CSP sideline.
Yeah, this umpire has done more explaining to both sidelines than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
But a high level of confusion tonight, Doc.
Yeah, this has to be the 10th time that he's conferenced with one coach or the other, or sometimes both, telling them both what that they adjudicated.
And that time Bodemer told him what he thought and then walked away. I don't think he really cared what the official had to say at all. 8:50 to play. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll look to throw. He fires one. Has a man, and it's nearly intercepted. And no harm, no foul, incomplete.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that is it does stop the clock. So we're getting to the point where, being behind for the first time all night, clock management is going to be really critical here. And again, I'd have been a proponent of getting 5 or 6 at a clip and using all 4 downs to try to get a first down. But, the incomplete pass is going to be 3rd and 20.
Second and 20.
Second and 20. Yep, thanks.
2 wide to either side. White in the shotgun. He has Whitney to his left. And now we're going to stop again.
Goodness. There's absolutely no rhythm.
The crowd is just as confused.
Yeah.
And we're hearing the crowd barking at the referees in front of us, and I shouldn't laugh at that, but there is some serious confusion here.
Yeah. There's just no rhythm or flow to this game because there's so many conferences and so many flags.
All right. Ready to go on 2nd and 20. There's the snap, the give to Whitney. He plunges forward, breaks 1 tackle, and then all of a sudden goes flying the other way. Gain of maybe 2 for Sawyer.
Big hit. That was a big hit. The first 2 or 3 Panthers stood him up, and the 4th one finished him off. And
strange spot, too.
Yeah.
They gave him a yard.
Yeah.
It was a weird hop from the official. We'll start with 3rd and 19. 3 wide to the right. White takes the snap. He'll look to throw to that right side. Fires.
Oh, geez.
Nearly intercepted.
Yep. Now they just, you run that bubble screen so many times, and they're going to jump that, and sooner or later, and that could have been intercepted just as easily as completed.
All right, 8:12 to play, Doc. Backed up 4th and 20. Do you punt now?
Oh, jeez.
Let Horton try and pin him deep.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, we have not been able to stop them the whole half on our defense. So we're going for it, 4th and 20.
3 wide to the right. That's the wide side. There's the snap. White drops back to pass. Looks to his left. Now he'll roll to the right. Now he'll fire. There's a flag in the backfield, and he overthrows his receivers anyway. And that holding penalty will not matter. It's declined. Turnover on downs. And Portville's acting like this thing's over. There's still 8 minutes left here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but they figure they're going to run the ball 12 times. 12 times for 3 yards each time.
And gut check time for this Wolfpack defense. Do you want to go to the Section 6 playoffs? You got to get a stop right here.
A stop and a score. I mean, that's going to be a tall task. Portville has really played well here in the second half. What a strange game. That's the first stop. That's the first turnover on downs. No punts.
Yeah, it's been very bizarre. The rain's definitely not going to help the Wolfpack trying to come from behind.
That's for sure.
And here comes that power offense from Portville. 2 tight ends, 3 running backs. The snap, the give to the left side. The Wolfpack is there. He breaks a tackle, breaks another up to the 40 and the 42. Gain of 5 on the play, and fans getting very animated now as this thing starts to get a little chippy.
Yeah, that is for sure. Again, that's just what Portville needs to do. Get 4 or 5 yards on.
That's Portville football right there.
That is going to be a recipe to victory. We're going to have to start taking some chances on defense. We're going to have to start shooting some linebackers, and that may open us up to a big play. But we just can't continue to let them pound the ball with success.
Well, you're almost better letting them go down and score than to let them waste the whole clock.
Yeah, there's some thought to that too.
5 defensive players on the front. 9 in the box here. Pitch to the right side. Going to have room to run, and now hit for a loss. He breaks the tackle. He's still on his feet. Red Lucky makes a try at him. He can't get him, and now the Wolfpack drag him down. Loss of 9 on the play.
Yeah, that was really an interesting play. The way that tailback was bellying back, I thought he was going to throw the halfback option like they did successfully in an earlier drive, but that was a designed run the whole way, and we had 2 or 3 guys that were going to tackle him for a loss, and great play from the CSP defense.
6:40 to play here, Doc. Clock tick, 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 tick. 3rd and 15 for Portville. They break their huddle now, taking their time coming to the line. Different formation here. They'll go quad to the left here, Doc. Quad left, 1 to the right. Look at that. And a quarterback fumbles the ball. He's hit immediately and brought down by Matthew Redlecki.
Hey, there we go.
Big play by the CSP defense.
What a strange formation that was. They were probably just going to run a basic fullback dive trying to deceive us with their formation. But, there definitely was a short snap on the play and had no rhythm, no timing, and it's going to be 4th down, and I think they're going to punt.
Clock is ticking here, Doc. Well, CSP did not call timeout there to stop it. Down to 5:40 to play. Portville looks to punt. Wolfpack makes a couple substitutions. They have Burchanowski and Beckering deep. Bounces to the punter. He gets it off anyway. A nice punt going to be fielded by Burchanowski back at the 25. He'll take off to his left, make a move up to the 30, make a man miss, 35, 40, up to the 45, and a flag comes in.
And another flag.
Really nice return by Gavin, too, and not anywhere near where that flag was.
That is for sure. Well, what a strange play. I mean, you can't really count on a snap from center bouncing to the punter. That is generally not a recipe for success.
And if that didn't bounce to the punter and CSP jumped on that
absolutely. It bounces off your shin or your foot or whatever, and then here we have 2 more flags on this play. That was a great kick after he fielded the bouncing ball. But lots of times on a deep punt like that, that allows the receiver to get some momentum and have that first guy or 2 miss.
Isn't that what they do in rugby? They bounce the ball and then they kick it?
But that ball isn't that ball round? Or is that ball oblong? I think that ball's round.
Well, here's the task for the Wolfpack. They've got to go 65 yards in 5 minutes and 16 seconds. They'll start first play up the middle, gain of about 3.
Yeah, this is Major League gut check time. We just have to have a score.
Gain of 5 for Sawyer. Actually, I'll call it 4. So 2nd and 6. Wolfpack right back to the line. Clock under 5 minutes. White in the shotgun. Whitney to his right. 2 wide to either side. The snap. The give to Whitney. Whitney up the middle. Has room to run. First down and more. He's up to midfield. Gain of 10 for Sawyer.
Yeah, what a second half for Sawyer Whitney. Rushing the ball effectively essentially every time he touches it.
So 1st and 10 at the 49 of the Panthers. Clock starts. 4:42 to play. Chain gang is set. Pack on the line. Here we go. There's the snap. Fakes the give to Whitney. Here goes White to the left side. Lead blocker out in front. He's down the sideline and out of bounds after about 8.
Getting out of bounds and stopping the clock is really Carson White making another good decision, rushing the football. And with the score, 22-20 Portville, what about a Michael Horton field goal to win the game?
Wow, what a strange coincidence that would be. 4:30 to play. White in the shotgun. 2 wide to either side. It's 2nd and 3 at the 42. There's the snap. The give to Whitney. He'll get to the line, make contact. Now he'll drag those guys forward. Gain of 2 for Sawyer up to the 40, but not going to be enough for the first down.
He's really running the ball hard here in the second half. He really
bad
has
spot,
responded.
though.
Yeah, it was a bad spot.
They mark him all the way back at the 41. So 3rd and 2 for CSP now.
Yeah, it's definitely, 2 more attempts to get this 2 or 3 yards, but I'd just as soon get it right here.
4 minutes to play. Pack trail 22-20. Burchanowski across the formation. The give to Whitney is a fake. Here goes White to the left side. He has the first down and more. He's up to the 20 or the 35 and down to the 34-yard line.
Well, Carson White making another good decision. I think that's kind of some sort of a RPO. I mean, he's got the option to pitch the ball or to pass the ball or to keep it. And, he's made a number of good decisions tonight, rushing the football for positive yardage.
1st and 10 at the 39. Clock down to 3:35 to play, Doc. Still a 2-point lead for Portville.
This is really a good game.
There's the snap. The give to Whitney. He's going to try to get to the left edge. He does. Pushes the pile, and it's going to be about 7 for Sawyer.
And let's get him out of bounds on that far sideline.
He's close. I don't think he quite got to the side. Oh, the clock is stopped, Doc.
Yeah.
So maybe he did.
Yeah. Hey, what a great response from CSP. Getting that stop on defense and turning around and needing a score.
2nd and 4. He did get out of bounds. 3:25 to play. There's the snap. Fakes the give to Whitney. He'll take off. He'll be hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss. Is White. And the ball did come out at the end there, but sounds like he was down from the contact, and the whistle blew before the ball came out. Loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah,
and Carson limping a little.
Yeah, that was well diagnosed by the Portville defense. There were 2 guys there. He had no place to go, and that play was fortunate. We didn't lose more than what we did.
Trips right now on 3rd and 6. There's the snap. The give to Whitney. He'll make a cutback at the line, force his way forward, but only going to get 2 or 3, and it's going to be 4th down for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, this is the game. We do have, I do believe we have all our timeouts left. I don't remember having called any. Yep.
4th and 4. 2:30 to play. They're taking their time in the huddle here.
But we do have to get this first down.
This is for the Section 6 playoffs, Doc. Pack break the huddle. They'll come out in their heavy set. Tight end and a fullback in the game. White under center. The snap. He fumbles the snap. He picks it up. He moves forward. He's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to get there, Doc.
He tried.
And they'll turn it over on downs with 2:09 to play. There's still a possibility they can get the ball back here, but they'd have to get some quick stops.
Yep, and they're going to have to use their timeouts. So the clock stops on the change of possession. But, that play was going nowhere. I give Carson credit. He tried to make something out of nothing, but you get a yard or 2 maybe, but you're not going to get 4 when the snap is fumbled. And, it wasn't that Portville made a great stop there either. That's what's a little bit disappointing by that.
Just a wet football situation there that is going to cost CSP potentially the Section 6 playoffs. And we'll wait for Portville to get their offense out here on the field.
Well, they're going to take their time once the clock starts.
Out-of-town scoreboard Stock will Lake up 21-13 on Salamanca. If they win that game, Portville is going to be the 4 seed if they win this one. There's the snap, the give to the left side, tackled in the backfield very quickly.
Timeout.
And there's that timeout. Yep. So 2:03. Well, the clock's still running, Doc.
Yep. Oh, no, I thought we called timeout.
Well, there should be about 5 seconds put back on that thing. They did stop it at 1:59, but timeout would have been called at 2:04, 2:05, something like that.
Yeah, the official's going to come over here and adjust that clock.
And the Wolfpack get a good stop in the backfield and get things started here defensively as they try to get this thing back one more time. I'm going to try and find that Southwestern Faulkner score because that's the other big one that plays here for both these squads. No update from Southwestern Faulkner.
You made a great call on that, Josh. They're going to put 7 seconds back on the clock, so it's going to go to 2:06. Yeah, it was a great call.
2:06 to play. 2 timeouts remain for CSP. And the ball is going to be spotted at about the 27-yard line, making it 2nd and 13 for Portville.
Yeah, we have a chance, but it is pretty slim. We've got to get a stop here, and then we got to get a score.
If you're late joining us, a defensive battle in the first half, and then both teams scoring at will in the second, 22-20, Portville with 2:06 to play. And they have the ball here on 2nd and 13. Portville comes to the line again with their heavy set, 2 tight ends. Or 1 tight end, sorry. No, the 2 tight ends and 2 backs. Quarterback under center. Wolfpack going to load the box. Now they'll back off. There's the snap, the give to the right side. Wolfpack in the backfield. Tackle made quickly, and there's the timeout. Doc, they're doing a good job of limiting this right now.
Now we only have 1 timeout left, so on that 4th, assuming we get the stop here, which Portville's not going to do anything silly with the football. We're going to get another timeout, but then the punt is going to take 30 seconds off the clock, but we're still going to have a chance.
Yeah, and you never know with the CSP return team.
Yeah.
Burchanowski's had some nice returns today.
Or how about blocking a kick? I haven't
that
seen.
Too.
Yeah.
They did block an extra point earlier, so.
Yeah. And how about a bad snap on a punt?
Well, the last one bounced on the ground about 5 yards in front of the punter and came right to him.
It did. Yeah, what an interesting game. This has just been terrific. And we got
It's interesting, Doc. We're going to see CSP get one more chance at this, or at least it seems like it, unless there's a 14-plus yard run on this next play for Portville.
Yeah, if they get a first down, then it's all over. We won't be able to stop the clock. But I got to believe that as conservative as Portville has been pretty much the entire night, they're going to be happy to get another play in and then kick the ball away. And
bank on their defense.
And bank on their defense, yep.
They'll go heavy set again. 2 receivers in the game for the first time in 7 plays. 2 backs behind their quarterback, Carter. Carter under center. There's the snap. Going to fake the give. It's going to be a pitch to this left side on a jet sweep. He'll get to the edge, and the Wolfpack will bring him down. Gain of about, he's going to pick up about 8, but it's not going to get them to the first down marker. And the timeout at 1. The clock's running, Doc.
Well, yeah, I don't know why we don't call timeout.
Going to run your 40 seconds here and keep a timeout in your pocket?
Yeah.
Different?
I don't know. I give Portville some credit, a little bit of razzle-dazzle on kind of a modified reverse there. But as well...
like delayed jet sweep, modified reverse.
Yeah.
All right, going to kick it away to Burchanowski. He's the only man deep for the Wolfpack.
I think I might have called a timeout there. We've lost 30 seconds on
down
the
to
clock.
1:15, 1:12. Waiting for the snap. 1:10. They're really running this thing down now.
That's just what they should be doing.
1 minute, 59 and 58. They'll call timeout.
Yeah.
And the crowd in the press box not getting along over how long it took. But the press box has nothing to do with the time on the field.
Well, it's always tough from the press box. the official time is kept on the field. The one official is in charge of keeping the clock, and throughout the course of the game, they're putting 2 or 3 seconds on or taking 2 or 3 seconds off to make sure that it is correct. And it is sometimes really tough for the press box to see when the official stops the clock or not, especially on the far sideline or something like that. So, the important thing is they try to get it right. But, I thought if we have a timeout left, and I believe we do have one left.
It says 0 up on the board.
Yeah, then if that's the case, then I'm going to feel better about it because I
don't remember an early timeout from CSP this half.
I don't either. Yep. But anyway, we have less than a minute to go. It's 4th down. We're assuming Portville's going to punt, and then we're going to have 35 or 40 seconds to try to get a score. Scores 22-20. Portville, really an interesting game. It's been close the whole game, and we have not been behind until the last score.
Watch and see if the Wolfpack brings pressure here, as they only have one man back to return. Usually have 2. Merchanowski, the sole punt returner. Portville going to shift into like a max protect kind of punt as they bring 2 more guys in. There's the snap. Rough snap, but he gets it off anyway. And it's going to bounce and die right there. And the clock's still running. They touched it. Still haven't touched it. And the clock down to 48 seconds, Doc.
Yeah. Yeah, they did the right thing, by letting it bounce. The official's not going to blow it dead until the ball stops and or somebody downs it. So a couple extra seconds did run off there, but we've got 48 seconds to try to go 55 yards for a score.
Or maybe about 45 in a Michael Horton field
There we
goal.
go. We talked about that. Wouldn't that be sweet?
All right, White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the wide side. That's the right. There's the snap. He'll look left. He's still looking left. Now he turns, looks right, fires, and just out of Berchanowski's reach. Incomplete. And Berchanowski pops right up to let the ref know he didn't like the way he was brought down on that play.
Yeah, it has been definitely a physical contest with lots of extra hitting along the way. Portville's been really smart throughout the course of the game. I mean, they're dropping 3 or 4 linebackers back and 3 or 4 defensive backs, and we had enough receivers in the pattern, but they were well covered.
3 wide to the right again. White cleaning his hands off on his pants. There's the snap. He looks left. Now he'll roll to the right, gets away from the pressure that was right in his face. He'll fire one up, throws it into coverage, and it's short and complete. And Talon Person's the intended receiver.
Yeah, and White took a big hit on that play. I mean, and it was a clean hit, but it was a big hit. The Portville defender had 3 or 4 steps of momentum to unload on Carson, and to Carson's credit, he got the ball down the field to at least give us a chance to get a PI or hopefully a reception, but he did take a big hit there and looks a little bit worse for the wear.
He's going to have to shake it off here. 3rd and 10. White going to have 2 wide receivers to either side now. He backs off to throw, looks left, fires over the middle, completes a pass. He has Berchanowski for a first down.
Oh, what an effort.
And he's going to get brought down, but the clock's going to tick here. The Wolfpack quickly to the line. It'll stop while the chain gang moves. There's 28 on the clock right now. As soon as the chain gang side, it'll start again. Wolfpack ready to go. The clock starts, and they spike the ball. 2 seconds will run off, Doc. 26 to play.
What an effort from Gavin Berjanowski. It was like him against the world. He caught the pass over the middle for 5 or 6 yards of the 10 that we needed, but then it was just pure effort and perseverance and work that he broke a couple of Portville tackles to get that key first down. Tall task yet, but he's given us a chance.
Yeah, Berchanowski keeps the hopes alive for the Wolfpack, at least for now. And hey, one play can change everything, Doc.
For sure.
So first, this will be 2nd and 10 now at the 43. 26 seconds to play. They trail by 2. White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. We'll bring Berchanowski across the formation and a flag.
Oh, man.
And everybody's pointing at each other here. The Wolfpack say it was the defensive line. Defensive line say it was the Wolfpack. Troy Chambers is incensed that he was called for this penalty. And the Wolfpack really upset with that one. They'll get backed up to the 48.
Yeah, there's been an incredible number of penalties in this game.
And some frustrated fans in front of us. We can hear a lot of boo-birding going on towards the officials. 2nd and 15 for Wolfpack. 26 seconds to play. The snap. White looks left. He'll now roll to his right. He's trying to find a man. Still rolling, throws on the run, and that one's going to be, just about intercepted, incomplete. Clock down to 18 to play.
Well, I mean, that's an excellent try. I mean, he received some pressure, but he was able to move around in the pocket, and we're throwing the ball down the field, but we're going to have to get a first down or a touchdown on this play.
3rd and 15.
Oh, third, okay.
And the thing is there, Doc, because he's throwing on the run, he can't set his feet and throw that ball.
Yep.
Cam Einen could beat the defender.
Yep.
All right, 18 seconds to play, 3rd and 15, 2 wide to either side. White in the shotgun. The snap, he drops back. Pressure coming from the right. He fires, has a man, and he gets absolutely hammered. And looking for a flag there. That was basically a clothesline, Doc, but no flag.
Jeez. Everybody's angry.
Wow. That would have been a 25-yard completion. And Talon Persons was just clothesline.
Yeah, being on the far sideline like that, where the ball was and where that contact occurred, I just could not tell. But it was a hard hit.
And it looked like he initially caught the ball, but the contact made it come flying out before he took a step or two. All right, 4th and 15, 12 seconds to play. 2 wide to either side. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. Looks left. Has time. Still looking. Now he'll roll to his right. Still looking. He's going to point deep. Fires one deep. Burchanowski tries to come back to it. It's knocked incomplete, and the game is going to go to Portville.
Oh, my. What an interesting game. 22-20. The Wolfpack's on the short end of that stick. It looks like the Funky Bowl is for us. Might get a home game next week from the sound of it.
And, Doc, I don't have an update from that Faulkner game to give you to find out if that's the case, but assuming Southwestern did their job there, CSP would have a home Funky Bowl game next week. Tough break for the Wolfpack tonight, losing 22-20 here in Bolivar to the Portville, Bolivar, Richburg, Cuba, Rushford Panthers. And the Panthers' playoff hopes alive now as they pick up this big win. They beat 2 of the teams that they had to beat, this team in Salamanca, and they'll have a shot at the playoffs here. It should be for Section 6 for them.
Yeah, it was really a great game. I mean, it was close the whole time. We were ahead the entire game until the last score. But 22-20, Portville just wore us down at the point of attack, and we just were unable to get that extra score. I don't think we've scored more than 20 points in any. Well, I shouldn't say that. Against Griffith and Springville Griffiths and Fredonia, we had big games, but
and Faulkner,
Yep. So. Anyway, they tried. It was a great effort. Just came up a little bit short. 22-20. Funky Bowl, here we come.
Yeah, folks, keep an eye on the 98.9 Facebook page as well as our My X Finish Your Blocks for updates on CSP's playoff seeding for the Funky Bowl, and we'll let you know what's going to come of that. Tough night for the Wolfpack here in Bolivar as they'll miss the Section 6 playoffs after this loss. But the season not quite over yet, Doc. A chance for the young guys to do some growing over the next 2 weeks, and a chance for Troy Chambers and those guys, and he's really dejected there at the middle of the field, but chance for those guys to get one more shot at it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the playoffs, the sectional playoffs, I think set up pretty nice for them, and certainly it would have been fun to have a shot at the Class C North number 1 seed, possibly a winnable game, and I say that without having seen any of those teams up there, but did not look like they had a juggernaut as the number 1 seed, having lost 1 game to the D's, and that was a big game in the D's tonight. I think Medina and Newfane were both undefeated. And
Newfane and Wilson.
Yes, I said corrected. Yep, and that was certainly interested to see how that game turns out. But CSP, it's been a great season in the sectionals, and if I was a senior, I'd be happy to play one more home game. Maybe have 2 more games on the season. Maybe they have a second home game. I don't know where the finals.
I think they play at a neutral site for the actual Funky Bowl.
Yeah, probably Southwestern. It's just such a nice complex, and that would be in the south. But whatever the case is, the thing about high school football is you very infrequently have a chance to play again. I mean, this is the last time when you have pads and coaches and officials and fans cheering for you, and I would love to have another chance to play, even if it's in the Funky Bowl instead of in the sectionals.
Forced up to C, Doc. They were competitive. They did not roll over and die in the C division without their 21 seniors from last year. They fought all the way through. They come up short tonight. We'll see what happens with the Funky Bowl, but nothing to hang their heads about. A great season for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a player of the game?
Player of the game is going to be a tough one tonight, Doc. So on the losses, we've given it to the winning team. I think for me, if we're going to give this to Portville tonight, it goes to Jake Ziegler, that running back that just could not be stopped.
Yeah, and he was really a force on defense as well. Tough for us to keep individual stats on tackles, but he was in on a bunch of them, and certainly a really good football player in the C's, and I don't disagree with that choice.
Flick Seating Daniel Electric Player of the Game goes to Jake Ziegler, the senior running back and linebacker for Portville. Well, congratulations to that Portville team. They'll have a shot possibly at the number 1 seed in the C North here next week, and we'll let you know what's going to happen with the Funky Bowl. We thank you for joining us tonight on the 98.9 Sports Stream. Doc, absolute pleasure working with you again this season. If we don't get another road game, if this is the last one for the season, I hope you're back again next year because I want to keep doing this.
Okay, well, thanks. You are really top notch on the play-by-play, Josh, and it's always a pleasure to work with you. And I have a blast doing this. I enjoy it so much, and it's just good for everybody. It's good for the school. It's good for the community. It's good for the kids, and it's good for the fans. And it's such a terrific activity that it's great to be part of it. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Tough loss for CSP 22-20 tonight. Keep an eye on our social media for finding out what's going to happen with the Funky Bowl playoffs. That's it for us on the 98.9 Sports Stream. Have a great night.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by the Corry Federal Credit Union, Lictus Oil Propane, Jim's Automotive, Flick's Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and Daniel's Electric, Necker's General Store, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services, Triple E Manufacturing, Tina Dill's Real Estate Agent, Utegg's Body Shop, Countertop Solutions, J. Edwards Insurance. Join us next time for all the action, channel989.org.
Wow.